Hello and welcome to Avress, the Shattered World. I am Jim, aka Argent Wind, and I am the DM for our game tonight. We have some players kind of going to be in and out here a little bit here, but we're going to go ahead and get started um, as we are running a little bit late getting things going here. But we'll go ahead and get things rolling for everybody. First off, I want to thank everyone for your patience and getting things going here. But we'll go ahead and do our recap and see how things and get everyone introduced here as we go along. Um, First off, we'll go ahead and start down with Trevor, who wasn't here last time.
Trevor here, aka Draven. You can call me or Aaron, whatever you like. I am a halfling gunslinger who is currently in the works of actually already got a rifle. Love this character. No, okay, fine. Is that better? Shut up! I hate you. Now I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Bernie and I play Amethyst, and she is a Tabaxi sorcerer, apparent mind.
I'm Rob. I play a half-elf bard called Lucas.
And we have Nans playing Sora, the blue dragonkin paladin, who is going to be here off and on, and Eldon, our gnome artificer, who will be here a little bit later on. So, but we're going to go ahead and get things rolling here. Last week, the group, having reached their home in Craven's Rest, it was able to get rest and spend a little time exploring their upgraded and cleaned up and decorated home that was done while they were out of the town. Checked in with some folks around places, had some reunions with friends and um, various associates around town. But knowing what they had run into, the fact that a Slaad had attacked a group on the road on the way back, knew that they needed to get and deal with this threat before it continued to magnify and get worse, as Slaad do. They met with some folks around town, including Addie, the druid, who takes care of the northern groves of the city there, who filled the Amethyst in on a little bit of information about her situation, being what she called a shattered soul, specifically people that share fragments of the same soul. And thus, her and Elia are connected in this way, along with some others out there in the world. Um, it turns out that Addie was also a shattered soul, and her group still is out there. In fact, a couple of the party members had met a few of them back in Port Orist, specifically the owner of the Tumble Tankard Tavern and her associates, um, and a few others that unfortunately had passed on, as Addie is quite old. She's in her 80s at this point as a human. After that meeting, they decided to have a planning session, work out how they're going to go about tracking down the Slaad. And during this time, Amethyst happened to notice something a little bit off about Sora's retainer, Reese, the tracker and cook and hunter that had traveled with them both to Port Oris and back. In checking, using detect thoughts and getting into that person's head, and realized that it was not Reese. Sora confronted the person, and it was revealed that it actually was Shade, the shape-changing serial killer, who admitted to having having killed Reese while they were in Port Orris and taken his place. The group confronted the killer and managed to pin them down before they could escape, and the killer taken before the mayor of the city of the town and the representatives of the military, the Ranger Corps, did agree that this person would be put to death. And the execution was taken place. The body was dealt with, and the group was able to go on their way. After a time determining what next steps, the group decide to enact their plan to go out and find the Slaad. In checking with the Rangers, they found out that not only had animals been fleeing the northern part of the forest and migrating south, which was very odd for this time of year, they had noted that the hunters' camp to the northeast of the town had gone quiet. They were again preparing to investigate, but realized that with the threat looming as it is, with these things coming closer, they wanted to stay and help defend the town if needed, dealing with any problems there, and the group could go north to go check out the hunters' camp as well. Elia, the druid, and Amethyst, well, still figuring that out, I assume, but
Friend.
friend, yes, Amethyst's friend, and connected through this shared soul. Elia did volunteer to lead the party up to the hunters' camp, and pushing through, pushing their horses, pushing themselves, got there at night. The camp was quiet, no signs of smoke, no signs of movement. The group moved in stealthily, invisibly, and found that there were people inside of the house, the actual lodge itself. We're going to move over to that map here and see what that looks like. And this will be Trevor's first time seeing this. So we're going to get into what these things are in the doorway in just a minute here. The group went over the wall on the southwestern side of the camp. Amethyst snuck into the main courtyard, and Lucas, using the fly spell and invisibility, was able to move into the house undetected, and found there were some people inside. Also, sounds of heavy footsteps thudding around inside the house as well. Sora came in as well, moving fairly stealthily, even though in her heavy armor. And they found two women in the living area, in the main living area, that were in various stages of pain and sickness of some kind, both showing wounds consistent with claw marks. One of them, the one on the left up here, being more coherent than the one on the right. The one on the right definitely showing signs of discomfort, and but being a bit delirious as well. About that time, Eldon and Trevor moved up into the little watchtower to keep an eye on the open area here, as the heavy footsteps inside the house, it became known what they were: a pair of red Slaad. And as we left off, Amethyst had just fired a chill touch off into one of them to draw them out into the open. And that's, as far as I can remember, if anyone wants to correct me here, that's where we're leaving. That's where we're starting off.
I did not know we get to fight them. I thought you guys already killed them. I'm so happy.
No.
Nope.
Just to remind you here, Elia is waiting outside on the side. They're still in cat form that she led the group in, as a small forest cat. And Sora's mount still out here. Your mounts as well, having reverted. I believe you're having to use a second charge of your saddles. We're able to get here in the middle of the night. That's where we pick up, and unless anybody has any objections or any questions, we're going to roll for initiative.
Well, we might want to talk them out.
Yeah, one thing.
Yeah.
I knew I definitely used fly, but I didn't think I used invisibility as well. What we just
Maybe not. I think you were just stealthing around. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both concentration, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why
Technically, yeah.
I didn't use both. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you moved into the area being invisible, and then you dropped it to do fly, or maybe I can't remember which was. So either way, you had gotten in undetected because you had checked into the upstairs windows and everything else. And everything was dark. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll for initiatives there, and I'm going to go ahead and.
Well, I did. Okay, so I think I know what happened here.
Remember we had the surprise attacks.
Essentially, yeah. The surprise attack was. I saw you had an attack roll up here. Did you run in and attack them while they were still inside?
Yeah, it was they were inside, and if they were going to come near me, I was going to attack. And
okay, so well, that's the other thing. They didn't come near you. They got shot by by Amethyst outside, and they were heading out the door.
Right, and I was right by the door.
But you were back in the living room with the two ladies and Lucas looking over the two injured or delirious ladies in the back.
Oh, I forget what I did, but I did hit one of them because it was a hold action.
Okay, then I think I think we're going to put you up near here. The isometric map here. Lucas, as far as I know, you were still back by them. Sora had moved up and hit one of them from behind, and that damage, I believe, is still sitting here. That was 7 damage on this one. And the other one is rushing out the door. Okay, this was... Come on. Okay. And this
Okay.
one has Chill Touch on it. So
I'm
yeah.
going to try to roll this again. But I did roll a 22, just FYI. It's not coming through. My character is highlighted and I hit initiative. I think I know what's happening.
Is your character sheet in Roll20 messed up?
Yeah, because like I think it's something to do with my extensions. Because like I went there and forgot how to fix it, but it's something about always display and whatever.
Okay.
But I have Beyond 20 going here. It's not cooperating.
Well, let me do this. I'm going to put you on the initiative tracker then.
Yeah,
And
it
you can
was 23 or no 20. Let me double check. Sorry, I don't remember. I'm going to put 22 just in case. But either way, it's top, and that's on my thing, obviously.
1, 2, 3, 5. Anybody else? Let me do one more down here.
Speaking of which, I rolled a 19. I have never rolled that high on a freaking thing ever here.
Okay. All right, is that everybody now? I think everyone's on there. Let's go ahead and sort that. So we got things going here. The wrong way.
If that happened, I guarantee you it's not going to come through with the rolls and stuff too, with the hits. So I want to try to hurry up and fix this.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're first. So,
Wow.
so essentially,
For now, I'll just tell you what you'll see what the roll is for now, and then I'll fix it in between that turn from my next one.
Well, I'm going to run into this here because they haven't gone yet. Essentially, they got one got attacked inside, one in the doorway. Effectively, these two are still inside the house. They haven't come out yet. Essentially, this one standing in the door. From your angle, you could probably get an angle on it and shoot it, but it would have cover unless you're using your pistol.
The one on the right's the one with the Chill Touch on it as well.
Yeah,
so that won't regenerate. I'm hoping to get one on the other one.
Yeah. So just to remind you, yes, the yellow dots mean you do have inspiration, so you can at some point do a re-roll for you or someone or one of your allies, or you can burn it for advantage as well. Just let me know how you're being inspiring. Which reminds me, Lucas, did you? I don't remember. You didn't do the inspiring leader before we actually moved in, did we?
No, I didn't.
Okay, no problem. All right, so we have things going here. Let's see. At the end of the round, we'll go ahead and I will have this one step out and look around. Amethyst, you had moved back out of the way, so it's kind of looking around. It is in the open there. The other one is staying inside because Sora has drawn its attention as it's turning around, looking down at you. So Trevor, do you want to come back to you in just a minute?
No, I'm ready to go. I just
not sure if your rolls are ready or not. Okay.
I'm trying to reload now to see if this works. But so it's my turn. I'm going to kind of like, I know I'm on a wooden platform, I'm guessing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is my first. I've never fired this gun canonically, right?
This is your first time, unless you popped off a couple shots on the way here.
No, I literally would have been too excited. I already know that. I wouldn't even practice. Like I would have literally just took it and went. So that's not really, So I've had no practice. Did you want the first shot at disadvantage since it's a new weapon for me?
It wouldn't be disadvantage. No, you're just like a sharpshooter with it. I mean, it's basically just aim and fire. It's not that that complicated.
I actually take out the rifle. I don't know if because it's obviously on me now. I actually get my pistols and my hand crossbow first.
Okay, so you have them out. Okay, all right. So
just I'm still shot. To the one right there that's chill touched.
Yep.
Not terrible.
easily hits it.
Yeah, not bad.
And yeah, so essentially from your elevated position there, you can just plug it. It just drives right into the chest there. The damage just kind of pierces into its rubbery hide. It grunts a little bit at the impact, but not really. Doesn't seem to phase it that much. It definitely took the damage, but it's still got a lot of hit points left.
And I'm going to also, with my bonus action,
Mhm.
move.
Okay. Let me double check that AC real fast. That will also hit.
Okay.
You're able to plunk that little shot into him. And that is going to be for 17. So let me do that. Definitely sinks deep into its hide. Again, just a couple inches off from the pistol shot.
Look over at him and
Yes.
yell as a free action. I got something else for you next. And then
All right. So you're gonna stay where you are. You're gonna move.
no, yeah, no, I'm in a great spot right now.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
like where I am.
All right, then, and this, you're actually not on the roof. You're actually behind that building there. So just so you are up. You just see a bullet and a crossbow and a crossbow bolt just thunk into this thing right into his chest. Just a couple inches, just inches apart from each other. But he's just sort of looking around now, kind of growling as it's kind of trying to figure out where things are coming from at this point. You are muted currently if you are talking. I'm not sure.
No, it's talking to me.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Right. So yeah, the whispers begin around there, getting into its ears. It is definitely looking around back and forth, trying to figure out where things are coming from. With its natural one on the save, essentially it just kind of clutches and grabs at its head there for a second there, trying to wave everything away from it, just kind of waving at nothing for a moment there. And then I believe he does have to run. Is that right from with Distant Whispers?
Oh man, I did not mean to do that.
Which one? It says
It is the one. Yeah, I don't want him to go back in, do I?
he
Shit.
probably is. Essentially, he's not going to run back in. He's going to basically run this way and kind of around the corner slightly. It's kind of just until he's out of you for the most part. So he kind of runs back here, just out of the way.
Right, that's not helpful either, though, is it?
He does not regenerate on his turn, but he will regenerate next time unless he gets hit.
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry, everybody. I've just ruined that.
Yeah, we'll
What happened? Yeah, you
Let me just double check that spell because I want to see when that wears off. If it's just on their turn or if it's forever, or effectively. Come on, spells, please. Sorry about that.
Wizard.
Okay, Elia's out doing something. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn besides having him? Besides that?
No.
Okay, it's just for that action. So, yeah, so it will be able to come back. It is not feared. It just runs away for a moment there. Okay.
Mhm.
No worries. In that case, let's see here. So you don't know what Elia's doing out there for the moment. Lucas, you're up. So you definitely hear the and the thud and things happening in the front room. And the two women that are there are just sort of like just kind
It was
of crumbling
living.
back against the wall. looking kind of on in fear.
Right. Is it wounded?
The both of them are wounded at this point. There, yeah. The one in the door in the front room there. You can just kind of, again, you kind of went down this hallway, stairway up to the second floor, and then a kind of living space beyond that. So you're kind of back there. A short move to the hallway, you can see in the front room there, and basically standing right at the door is Sora, just having bashed this thing in the doorway. You don't know where the other one went, but you assume it ran outside.
I'll ask him how many of these creatures is there?
Ask who?
The people in the room.
Um, the one that's more coherent. The one's just sort of like just kind of like crumpled up and whimpering. The other one, two, I think. I think they're just two.
Okay.
There was another one, but I think it left.
I can see Sora from where I am, can't I?
You know she ran out of the hallway from you, so she's kind of around the corner. So in the foyer, basically, so you were off in a hallway, kind of in the back part of the building over here. She went down a hallway and turned into this front there, so she's actually a little bit out of view. You can't see her. It would be like move 15 feet and you can spot her. Basically, it's only about 15-foot hallway, and you can see her here around the corner.
I'll move towards her.
Okay. So we'll just assume you're kind of, yeah. Go ahead and move her right around. Nah, that's fine. Just so we can see the isometric view doesn't help us in this case. It's sort of more of a thing here. So you'll move down the hallway. You can look around the corner and you see Sora like standing, this thing towering over. It's about, these things are about 9 feet tall, and you can see it's kind of hunched over and these long, spindly arms and massive claws on the end of their red, rubbery skin, frog-like faces. You haven't seen the red ones yet, but you assume it's similar at least to the blues from what you've read and everything else too.
Are they classed as humanoids?
No, they are aberrations.
They're aberrations, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, whole person will work on these guys.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know they're a bit resistant to magic as well, but not not there's a lot of magic that you guys throw around that they're not resistant to, as you learned in your first Slaad encounter.
Okay, at this point I will use my bracer.
Okay.
And
So
flex
I
this.
assume yourself and Sora.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then I'll go ahead
I
and
am blessed.
let's see. There we go. I will put a red one on there because your color is red. So now you have 2 dots. There you go. So yes, you'd add D4 to all your saves and attacks and skill checks. So that would be your action. You have a bonus action?
No. No bonus action.
Okay. All right, then Sora, you have this massive thing. You got its attention. It turned around and looked at you. It's about 2 feet taller than you, just kind of like looming over, claws out, growling and snarling. What do you want to do?
I want to do searing.
Okay. So you've light up your hammer with the searing smite, and then swing. Now that'll be added to the actual damage when it comes to time. Okay, definitely hits.
A
So
whole one.
kind of weird how that. Okay. I yeah. I mean, technically should be rolled after the fact. You're now hitting it, and the searing smite's going off now. But
Yeah, but bonus action says you have to apply it first.
sure. But again, the damage doesn't roll when you apply it. So it's okay. We'll make it work here. It's fine. You do get 2 attacks, however, so you can swing for your second attack.
Yeah, sorry, I have Munchkin hitting keyboard.
Yes, I see that. Oh yeah. So yeah, you just kind of first hammer skitters off. It does some damage there, but doesn't sink very well in there. You bring your hammer back around for another smash and just lay it into there. A nice solid hit. It sort of just kind of
How much time?
growls at you, and just sort of like looking down in your face there.
All right, Sarah, and
Okay. Anything else?
nope, that's everything.
Okay.
Does
Alright,
that searing smite apply to the second one as well, or just the first one?
just the first one there. Let me double check. I think the save is for what again?
Constitution.
I mean, what does it do again? That's what I'm trying to remember. It turned on. It doesn't actually tell me what it does. Um,
Hang on, let me bring up the spell.
I believe it's to be set on fire. I'm pretty sure.
It is smearing smite, right?
Searing smite, yes. And it says, failed save, it takes 1d6 fire damage. Oh, on the save, it takes fire. So, okay, start of each of its turns.
Oh yeah, on a
Okay,
failed save, it takes 1d6 fire damage.
let's see if it makes it save. It is a con save. He does have advantage. So he does make the save there. So it doesn't. So essentially, the fire. Unfortunately, these things are resistant, and so the fire kind of smolders out on its hide there. Doesn't really it doesn't like, catch at all. Is wet, sort of rubbery skin doesn't really conduct the fire very well here. So while it does singe him a bit, it doesn't actually catch him on fire. All right, so Eldon is up here, and he's very very well done, Mr. Trevor. I'm going to he pulls out and his little shoulder cannon pops out, and he sends a he's not there now. He essentially just trains his cannon to fire as soon as the thing comes into view. So we do have so that'll be his action. Let's see, is there anything else he can? Let's see what the spells are. Let's see what he can do in terms of helping you out. Nope, 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 nope. Let's see. Because he can't ready more than one attack. So, yeah, he will go ahead and just ready that action with his cannon and essentially fire as soon as it comes into view. Which it does right about now, because it is his turn. He will heal some damage. One sec. Okay. So he comes lumbering back around the corner. Immediately, Eldon's attack goes off. Let's see what does nail it. Just kind of do that. Ooh, nice. So as soon as it comes around the corner, his little shoulder-mounted cannon fires off, and a bolt of force strikes it in the chest, and all that damage it healed up is immediately evaporated, as it does grunt from the impact at least, but then keep moving. And with this, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's able to get. So it comes running up to you, Amethyst, as it's growling and snarling their claws out there, and looms over you as it just starts to try to wail into you. First off, it's going to try to claw you a couple of times. 10 is not going to hit you, so basically you kind of duck as it rakes the side of the building above your head. It does not have damage, luckily. Then it does manage to scratch down as the first one hits there. He just kind of like goes low as you duck down a little bit there, and it just scratches across your arm for 10 piercing damage. And I will need you to give me a Constitution save. This is Amethyst.
Okay. You're really conny, aren't you, Amethyst?
And what?
Constitution save.
No.
No. Okay. So you just kind of feel that those claws right across you there, and I mean, you don't really feel much more than that, but you just feel that sort of like raking across your skin, tearing at your clothing there. He will then, as he manages to latch on the one there, he does lean down to bite you. 15. I don't. Well, 15 would hit unless you do have
Yeah.
shield. Okay.
No.
All right. So the teeth come down you as this thing is just towering over you, and as the teeth are about to clamp down your shoulder there, the bright aura of force energy radiates around you there, and it just stops dead, clamping down on that field of force around you, and it can't penetrate. And then just hear the see the drool coming down of its mouth there, and smell the horrible breath all around you. The other one inside does rake its claws across you there, Sora. First one is just you just kind of bat it away with your shield, not a problem. The second one, however, your shield kind of leaves an opening and it does scratch you for 7 piercing damage. And again, it's going to go in for that terrible bite as well. But you manage to get your shield back in place and stop it from impacting with you. Just
Yeah.
barely.
I took the paladin training course.
Of course. We come back around to Trevor. You can hear something happening inside there. Actually, one thing real fast. Let me. You can hear some combat happening in there, but you can't really see it. It's inside the doorway from your angle there, so you have no shot on it. You can just kind of hear what's happening inside the building. But you do see this one standing over Amethyst, having just clawed her.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, this is going to be an
you-
interesting turn.
so yes, you have got your.
Obviously, you know what's coming here, right? This is gonna
Mhm.
be, this is a good chance for this. Okay, so I'm gonna be like Eldon. You hold the fort, yeah?
You're not doing anything rash, are you?
Me? Never.
No
And then
way.
I take my grappling gun. See this well right here?
Mhm.
I'm going to use my grappling gun, and then as my bonus action for just myself to here, right
Sure.
here on the edge, I guess. And this is on the well, by the way. Is that, since I'm a halfling, is that like half a lid to the well?
Sure, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it should be plenty for me to land on, right?
Yeah.
And be fine. Okay. So
You fire the grappling hook out there. It kind of latches on past the well. You then give it a little tug there, and it just launches you off the tower there, pulling you into to the end there. I will need an acrobatics check because this is still a
yeah,
jump
100,
check.
yeah,
So,
100%. Guess who's proficient in acrobatic checks?
uh-huh.
Guess who still has to click and drag the roll dice on D20, right? And
Oh
they're
yeah,
black.
no problem there. So you kind of land there, and you're a little worried because there's a little plank of wood across the top of the well there, but you just land it and it sticks and holds there just fine. You can definitely see the back side of this thing looming over Amethyst at this point.
And it's a free action to holster my pistol, right?
Well, you just ready your weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I would take out my rifle at this point. Would I be able to get a shot off?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that was your move to get there.
The
So
problem is that's going to be really, really close range with that rifle.
yeah,
But I don't think I get. I'm just far enough away though. I don't think I get disadvantage. So that's cool.
yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Yeah. It's something's in melee with you. It's a problem. Which it currently is not. You're about 10 feet from it at this point.
Oh, okay. It's not in my thing. It's only in my action. Okay, cool.
It's in your actions. Yeah.
Got it. No, awesome. No, I know. I just had to look for it real quick. So I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Amethyst, you might want to cover your ears at this point."
Okay.
That's a big rifle. Oh, that's a lot of dice. Oh, this is gonna be cool.
Unfortunately, a 12 will not hit.
Yeah,
Burn your inspiration.
No. Oh, yeah, that's right. Good inspiration, because I could use a grit point to roll that with advantage.
You can't. Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta call it. Yeah, I gotta call it first before I do it. Yep.
Okay. So let me
Ooh.
remove that spot there. So well, that's not the way.
Oh God! Why,
Uh,
Jim? Why? Enough of my characters
That's what I
aside,
did.
man.
Yes. No. So essentially,
Don't
you
ever
go to
do
line
that.
up there, and the lid wobbles a little bit, and you start to lose your aim, and you kind of like force yourself to stand still and line up that shot there and nail it for 20 damage there, just
Mhm.
blasting it in the back as they're. Now what's funny is you like cover your ears. There's no sound.
Oh,
It completely silent
really?
as it fires the catapult spell, and the bullet just rockets out the front of this thing here at catapult spell speed and hits it for the damage there. Just
Hold
so it
on.
just
Did you know it did this? I didn't know it did this. Did you make it do this? I can't make it do this.
yeah. Essentially the only sound is basically from the bullet traveling to the rifle there. It's a little bit of thump as it leaves the chamber, but not enough to really be all that noticeable.
Yes, yes, I did. Like, oh my God.
And so, however, you do know that you can bolt action, flick another bullet in there, and fire again. You have 2 attacks, and this does fire twice.
Yeah, but that would have used my bonus action, and I already used that, right?
No. This is your
Oh.
attack action uses 2 attacks.
That, yeah, okay.
Now you only have 3 shots with this thing, so you're basically burning 2 of your 3 shots with
Yep,
this.
that worth it. Worth it.
Okay. Yep. So another shot there. Essentially, this one just literally takes it in the back of the leg, and its knee sort of snaps. That kind of reverse jointed knee there just snaps, and it kind of goes down almost to one knee.
Mhm.
And it's
And
just
I
sort of.
also I did forget to mention this. This is my fault. So if you don't give it to me, that's fine. But I did mean to burn the grit for the Oh wait, no, I used inspiration for the reroll. So I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
Wing shot. Actually,
yeah.
he doesn't go prone, but he is sort of like down on one knee a little bit there as he's kind of like.
No, and I'll make sure I mention it next time. I completely forgot.
No worries, it's fine. So Amethyst, this thing just got blasted to all the hell from Trevor there. It is not looking good there. It is bleeding profusely from a wound that just kind of exited the front of his chest. Just gore dripping out of this hole, and its right leg is completely mangled, and it can't quite stand up fully. So it is looking in bad shape.
I'm still going to do this.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay. So you step away. Okay. What are you going to do over there? All right. All right.
And then
Mhm.
I can use my pixie bow, right?
Sure. Yeah. And I fixed it to hit on it. You should have been proficient at it. So it's a little bit better to hit down. 15. Yep. So you go ahead and roll your damage. Yeah. You essentially just pull out that little bow there, little tiny thing about yay big there, and the arrow just flies across there and nails it right in the side of the head, and it just sticks and just slumps to the ground dead.
Good.
So yes, you are over there. Give me a perception check over there. Okay. So yeah, essentially that rush of your ear from the pop of the misty step there, you kind of like back there, shaking your head a little bit there to clear it there as you watch the thing fall. It definitely. Um, so you don't really hear anything over there just yet. Let's see here. One sec. There. Okay, we'll do that. At this time, just to kind of help everybody out, a massive orb of bright light goes off, kind of right. Oh, it's the best place here. She will put it up on the peak of the roof, right here, as the daylight spell just illuminates the entire area, making it easier to see, making it easier for everyone to see what's going on around here. As it is like about 3 in the. It is after midnight at some point here. You know, it's definitely dark there. The moons are up in the sky, enough that you're able to at least see what you're doing there. But now it is bright light, and you can see what's going on exactly. Trevor, you can see this thing is just slumped to the ground there, with a little arrow sticking out the side of its head,
Nice.
the massive wounds from your rifle taking it. And that's that. Lucas, you
I'm
have
guessing that
got
was
this.
Talia.
Yep.
I'll say thank you to her.
Can I get in to attack this thing?
Yeah, essentially, um, so basically you have Sora and it are in the front door. You can move around to the side there and attack it as well.
I will do.
Okay.
I mean, it's outnumbered now.
Yep, he definitely is. So you are harrying it on both sides. Okay. Let's see, is that with? So yeah, +2 makes it okay. Yeah, so that will definitely hit. You just stick it in its right in the side there as you move into place there as you slash it with your short sword. For 10 damage. Nice. Okay. Same thing. You just kind of stick the dagger, kind of like slash across there, and then stick the dagger down into it. There, it doesn't really, it doesn't really penetrate too well, but you do just a little extra damage on it. Anything that's your bonus action there. So, yes, Sora, you are up there. So Lucas is now giving you. So the two of you now outnumber this thing. You get a +2 to hit, or I'll just lower his armor class by 2 is what I'll do.
Cool. We'll just smack him a good one with Searing Smite again, too.
Okay.
So you want me to roll to hit him first,
Yep. Definitely.
and then you want me to add Smearing Smite to it.
Sure. So essentially you cast it, and yeah, and we'll just roll the damage now. Okay, it's just again same thing. Just snut will roll his con save. Does advantage there. Yeah, and again, the snuff's right out there. The fire doesn't catch. And you realize one thing is dawning on you: these guys are resistant to fire damage. Fire does nothing much to these guys. However, radiant does a lot. So there is no resistance against radiant damage. As you see the second hit now, just like just kind of just doesn't really catch.
Okay,
But
well,
it does
with
see
my
the
next one,
go ahead and yeah, second attack. Okay. Unfortunately, that one, as it staggers back from the first hit there, looking down at the fire there, it sees the hammer coming there, and just kind of puts his arm up enough to kind of deflect the hammer away before it can give it a solid hit.
unless I say no and use my inspiration point.
You can, yes. Want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, I do.
Are you rolling your bless as well?
I'm
Oh no,
not.
you roll a d4. Don't before you burn your inspiration, roll that d4. Make sure you get so you were pretty close there. Yeah, so we won't use the inspiration. We'll go with the bless instead.
Oh man.
Darn. So yeah, it still just barely managed to deflect it away there. So then you go ahead and use your
Oh,
inspiration if you want. And
yeah, that was the 15.
okay, good. So we'll go ahead and knock up your inspiration there, but don't forget the bless in the future there. But yeah, so
Yep.
essentially, again, you see that arm coming up to block, and you think, oh no, he's going there, and you just basically bash the arm. You just kind of change the angle of the hammer there, and it just crunches into the arm a bit. Um, definitely, definitely dealing some pain to it. Let me go ahead and do that. So another 9 damage. Okay. Yeah, it's arguably a good crunch there. It doesn't completely it doesn't go limp or anything else like that, but definitely grunts with the impact there, and glares at the two of you, then glares at the both of you now.
And I have a question,
Yes.
a DM question.
Hmm?
Divine Smite doesn't say that it is an action to use. It just
It is
says when
not.
I hit. So
Mhm.
I would like to Divine Smite him.
Okay, so basically you add 2d8 more for burning a spell slot, and just do
Mhm.
2d8 divine damage.
Or I can add another D8 for each spell slot higher that I choose to use.
Yes, if you want to use a higher spell slot, you can.
I do. I want to do 3D8, please.
Okay, so go ahead and burn that second level slot and add that 3d8 radiant.
Oh, now I get the 8. Okay, I see how.
Nice. Okay. So essentially that shot, not only does it hit the arm there and knock the arm into it there's a bright flash of radiant energy and it just recoils as the flash just washes over him, singeing the skin and definitely causing a lot more damage than the fire was doing.
That. We need to keep doing that.
So, that is now its turn, and it sees down what's going on here. It does. You do see a little bit of the damage, some of the slash wounds from the side there, from Lucas. There do seal up slightly as it regenerates a bit,
Not for long.
and then looking at the two of you there, it just sort of like reaches out and tries to claw at Sora, claw at Lucas. So first claw at Sora.
That'll
5
hit.
damage as it just kind of rakes across you there. Again, it doesn't pierce your armor, but just the impact of it just like knocks you and kind of bruises you underneath the armor. So 5 more damage. Lucas.
And the one on Lucas, I'm going to use my reaction.
Okay, so it does what?
It's that shield one.
Gives him bonus AC or gives him disadvantage?
Which one is this?
Which one
It's
is it?
my fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it now?
I think
Why is it
either
not on
way
my
it's
sheet?
effective, I will say, because he did not roll high enough there, and so you guys again kind of put that shield out there. You kind of knock his claws away there, Lucas. You kind of dodge out of the way as the claws just rake past you. It looks back at the two of you there and it leans in to bite at Sora. And manages to, as you kind of put your shield out there to block for Lucas, you leave yourself open, and it just comes down. This massive head just lands on your shoulder there, right kind of where your shield would be, for 15 damage as it bites down into you. Yep, so did disadvantage. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, definitely missed that. It missed its shot there, but then it just leans down there and chomps into your shoulder there for 15 damage.
Did I?
Ow.
I'm guessing they came through that door, right?
No, they're still inside.
Okay. No, I mean the one that did.
The one that did came out of that door. Yes, it
Okay,
kind
so
of like yeah.
the door's open, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So seeing her get bit, I would see this, and I'm gonna run.
Your angle. You can definitely see. It's hard to see. Like the daylight now spell outside there is kind of
Yeah.
illuminating that front entrance there, and you can see the movement of the giant red thing and Lucas and
Right.
Sora fighting with it
So,
inside.
well, what I'm gonna do is, and this is gonna be, I know already this is gonna be with disadvantage because I don't think the sharpshooter or the with
She has
the
block into your
rifle.
pistol if you want.
No, I'm gonna kill this thing now. So I'm gonna slide in, like do like a baseball slide into here, full range to him, and I'm gonna hit him with the rifle.
Again, rifle melee range is not going to work.
But
So
I can use it though, right?
problem is a rifle point blank. It's there's a long range thing on the rifle there that they need. So essentially,
Okay,
trying
I
to
could
fire a
use.
rifle at the
Okay,
guy in melee, you can fire them through the doorway. You don't need to be in melee with it. I mean,
okay,
he's standing in the doorway with his back to the door, essentially.
got you. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely take my shot then.
Okay. Yes, you just move into a position where he doesn't have cover really.
That's why people don't use like rifles in like taverns and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's taking so long.
No worries. Okay. Yeah, you're able to. It does. You kind of see that massive rubbery thing there in the doorway there, and just you s- you both see kind of impact as something hits it from behind. You don't really see or hear what it was exactly, but it's sort of like you can definitely hear the impact of something hitting it in the back, and you see it flinch a bit from the shot. Anything else you want to do, Trevor? It is the last shot for the rifle.
And yeah, and I can't use my I no, I can't take out my hand crossbow because I got my rifle. No, that's it.
Okay. All right. So you can put the. I
Oh,
will. If you want to, you can put the rifle away and pull out
yeah,
your pistol if you want.
I
So
would do
you
that.
got kind of
Pistol
ready
and
to move in
the
there.
pistol and the hand crossbow.
Yep. So you get your weapons ready again. So both weapons are out.
Yep, and I'm going to use my I'm going to use my movement.
Mhm.
Since I'm not in melee range to him to get to Amethyst and back her up, as I see these two here with him thinking they can handle themselves.
Sure. So yeah, we move you.
Yeah,
Move right over there.
basically right there, only for when he comes out.
Okay. Well, it is Amethyst's turn. So basically, as you kind of run over toward her, Amethyst, where are you headed?
To give him a chill pill.
I was
Shut
hoping.
up!
Can I see him if I move to here?
It'd be a bit of an angle there. He would get a little bit of cover from your spell because you don't have any way to kind of ignore cover. If you move to like here, you could definitely get a full shot. He's basically in the doorway. So yeah. So Trevor, as you run up to there and just run past you.
Bruh, all right. What are you reckoning?
I told you already I was planning on casting Chill Touch on
Ah.
stop him from regenerating.
I heard you just say something about chill out. I didn't know.
I said I'm going to do a Chill Touch on him to stop him regenerating if he's not dead by my turn.
Okay.
So I will say so. Eventually, the bolt there, and unfortunately, in the doorway there, he's massive. The doorway is there. It actually hits the door frame itself. Can use your inspiration if you want to blow that, or you want to just do something else instead.
I'll use inspiration.
Okay.
We all use it today.
That's made it a little more visible here. So, so yeah. So essentially, go ahead and re-roll that. Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, we'll just say that it does hit the door frame, but the bolt just kind of just like the little bolt of necrotic energy just shears the door frame, the little section of the door frame completely off and buries itself into it as it just kind of. Is that? Oh yeah, it's 2d8 and just roll low. Okay, all right. So he definitely does take that damage, and we will mark him as no regeneration. So as you see another thing, kind of impact from something else, as this the dark bolt of energy sinks into it, almost where the bullet hit just a minute ago. Something else, nothing else there. Lucas.
Stab him.
Okay. Yep. So again, you just sink that short sword into him. Not a problem at all. Essentially, yeah, he's kind of open. He's leaving his entire side open to you because he basically is like hunched over, having bit there. You're just like stabbing him right, kind of in the right below the ribs on his right side.
Bonus will
Okay.
try again.
Yep, and yeah, same thing. You kind of just rake the dagger along there, just scratching along the hide. It doesn't quite go down, but it is definitely at this point it is staggering under the punishment that this thing has taken. You're just seeing it sort of at this point, just large like wounds pouring out like this blackish sludge from the wounds there down its side, as it's obviously not looking good at all. Thora, you have got it just bit down on you really hard, but now has taken a number of shots and stabs from everybody else there, as you can see.
And
Yep. And so with that, you just kind of he kind of reels back a bit there, kind of like from the stab from Lucas there, and you just reach up and just bash the hammer under the chin, and you hear this sickening crack as something in its spine just kind of gives way as it crumples to the floor in the doorway.
Gross. I still have movement. I'm gonna go check back on these people.
Okay, your microphone just went low again. I'm not sure what happened there. Trevor, give me a perception check.
Perception check. Got it.
Yep. From your spot. Okay. Yeah. So Sora just kind of like immediately something it's the ground and it's lifeless there.
I don't know anything.
It's two natural ones in that same spot.
I'm sorry. I get to reroll that.
Reroll that, yes, because you are the
I took that off. I took that off specifically today because I like rerolling myself instead of it doing it automatically. So I deactivated that, and I'm like, sure, I remember.
So roll again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So things you basically hear everything that's happening there. That crunch, the sounds of fighting, everything else there, and things go quiet everywhere. The whole area is still lit up by that daylight spell. As Sora, you walk away from the dead body there. Lucas, as you walks away, where are you headed? Can you go with her? Or are you gonna check outside?
I'll go outside. I will say to everyone as well that the people in there said there was two, but one went out, so there might be another one around somewhere.
Sora, as you get there, the two women there, one of them is obviously doubled over in pain. She's like clutching at her chest and just not see she's kind of pale and sweating. The other one is just sort of rubbing her back. It's okay. It's okay. They're here. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And you see as you hip in there, to the left, there's another doorway that goes back into what might be a kitchen of some kind, and there is a man standing there who's dressed in kind of shabby-looking clothes, a bit ragged. And I'm gonna go ahead and reveal him real fast. Let me clear our turn order. One sec.
While I'm looking at her, does she look like she's infected, or does she look like she's just having a panic?
It looks different. It doesn't look the same as you've seen before with all of this. She's definitely she definitely looks different in terms of she's not showing the redness, the fever so much. She's very pale right now, kind of shaking a little bit and coughing slightly. She's definitely something's going on, but you're not sure exactly what it is. It doesn't look it's not the chaos phage that you saw before, at least. However, you see this man standing there, and he's standing in the doorway, and you're not sure what's beyond that door, but he's standing in the doorway there. He's holding a big pot, like a metal pot in his hand, and he just sort of looks at you like, food for. And he kind of nudges over toward them. He's just standing there holding this pot there. Human, kind of mustache, beard, hair, back in a widow's peak there. But his beard and his hair are unkempt, like just not taken care of. It's all mussed up. He's a bit dirty. His clothes are ragged and worn. Not a whole lot different from the two women. Also, their clothing is ripped and torn and everything else. It looks very similar, at least. Is food for women.
I'm going to quick lay 5 points of lay on hands on her.
The one, okay.
On the female who was.
All right.
This one, I think it is. You said.
No, the one worse shape is the one on the right with the little bonnet on. Yeah. The other one's actually coherent and talking. Okay.
I'm going to yell at her what exactly happened here as I go over there to him to intercept the food and see what's in the pot.
Okay. So you walk over there and he kind of looks looks up at you a little bit and just, and you see it's like a big pot of gruel of some kind, so like oatmeal kind of mash, something like that, with some chunks of meat and stuff in it. Not very good, but it would be. I mean, it would be. It doesn't smell bad or anything else. That doesn't smell weird. Um, uh, However, when you do cast the there, she sort of like stops for a moment and her breathing eases slightly. She's not in quite so much distress. However, the other ones were a bit like, that, oh, I think that helped. And you see she starts coughing. The one that you cured there, and you look back over your shoulder and see she's coughing, and in her hand there's sort of this blackish, like almost ash or like black phlegm that she's like coughing into her hand there, and just kind of, and it's on her face, and she's kind of wiping it away, and she's obviously weak and kind of weak, like wobbling back and forth against the wall there. The woman, the more coherent woman, they're kind of holding her shoulders, and it's okay, you're gonna be fine.
Eldon, you might want to get in here.
Yeah, Eldon, at this point he would have come down at least and checked things out.
I am
So
screaming, but like I chose not to scream on the mic because
sure, we wouldn't have been able to hear you. You're very, very soft right now.
I
So
thought I made it louder.
no, it's still very quiet. Can hear you, but it's very soft there. Okay, that's still there for now. Okay, so he's just sort of looking at you, kind of blankly holding this thing, and that's what you see there. What are the rest of you doing outside while this is happening inside?
I'm gonna. I've still got fly going. I'm gonna fly up and have a look around.
Okay. Give me a perception check, just to see if you spot anything from the air that no one else is spotting. Okay. It is still dark outside there, so once you get above the daylight radius there, you can't really see much. It's. I mean, you're in the trees. There's snow on the ground. There's moonlight, but it's hard to pick out anything. You don't see any movement or anything obvious, at least. From your vantage point up here, there's no other like things walking around in the trees outside the fence line or anything else. You don't see anything strange from your point of view where you're at. Amethyst, how about you outside there? What do you and Lucas?
Elia's flying, is she?
No, she actually she will just drop down, and she's now in her human form, and just sort of like moving up toward here, just kind of looking around. Everyone okay? Anyone need healing or anything?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And she walks over and does your cure wounds on you.
Thank
We'll
you.
just-
But you really shouldn't be here because there's another one somewhere. And I don't want you getting hurt.
I don't see anything right now. One sec. Let me go ahead and roll that damage for you.
You might need some cure diseases.
So take 6 points back.
Thank you.
I can do more if you need it, but just well, I'll stay back out of the way. It's fine. I just want to make sure things are lit up for you here, so you're not fighting in the dark. And I think well, that's looking down at the one that you shot in that you shot in the head there. That's terrible. Good shot though. Trevor,
Thanks.
from your point of view, what are you doing over there? Lucas is
Hey.
falling upwards.
I'm gonna look up. Yeah. So is he down there with me, right, or is he where I see him now?
Who there?
Oh,
Lucas is up in Lucas is up in the air. He's flying up above.
okay. Did they say which way that Slaad went?
No, they just said there was another one that went out.
I say we all get on horseback and go after it.
I don't
Testing.
know where it went.
I can hear you.
Yay.
It's probably hiding here somewhere.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe we should just
So you
pair
guys-
up and scout the area.
Okay. So you guys so Sora, inside there with those, what's your plan there? You see actually, the one that's coughing there stops coughing after a minute there, and she does look. She's able to. She's kind of blinking, looking around. And you do see now that she's straightened up, there definitely is a scratch across there. You can see the clothing is torn across her abdomen, and she definitely looks like she's been scratched or clawed or something like that. You've seen that claws in this thing here, so um, she's definitely showing signs of a wound. Give me a perception check while you're there.
Does she look like she's getting better?
Absolutely. She's coughing. She essentially she's her eyes are open now. She's kind of looking around, still coughing a bit there, still having there, and
Oh, there's a D4 on that too.
okay. So that'll be enough there. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. So you will see that the one that's talking to her, holding back there, and she's kind of like leaning over there from so you kind of look over the side there. She has a claw mark on her back. It doesn't look to be severe or anything else, but there's definitely a scratch on the back as well. Although she doesn't look to be as in bad shape. She's not showing the signs that this other person was, the one you just cured. You're not sure exactly how this works, but definitely whatever you did helped the one.
So
You
I'm
look
going
back, and the man
to.
with the pot is still just standing there, holding it,
Yeah, I'm
like
kind of like
waiting,
between
waiting
him.
to see what to do.
So I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and tell him that it's okay, and then do 5 points of lay on hands on him.
He
And then
shows
I'm
no
gonna
signs
go.
of being injured. Okay, but yeah,
Okay, yeah, just in case, because you never
okay.
know.
And
And then
he sort of like flinches a little bit at the divine light. It's really like kind of like just doesn't show any signs of distress or anything else. Just sort of like kind of surprise as this happens.
okay, and then I'll come back over to her
Okay.
and give her 5 points,
Okay.
and then ask her what exactly happened in here.
Okay. So you sort of get the story there. What are the rest of you doing while she's talking to the two people inside?
I think we should pair up and have a look round if we can see anybody out here. Just try and find out if they're actually in the encampment before we leave on horseback.
You reckon 2 by 2 of us?
Or, groups of, I don't know, just don't be alone.
I was like, I call Amethyst.
Well, who's with me?
Eldon's like, I'm right here. I can go with you.
Oh, Eldon.
I'm good at spotting things.
We are going to do some really stupid shit. Come on.
Lucas is in the air anyway, isn't he? So
Yep. So Lucas.
Yeah, I
You're
would call
gonna-
Eldon
you're
over.
gonna see
I
them
would
kind of
call.
up there.
I would call Eldon over so quickly.
Okay. So essentially, where are you guys planning to move to?
I'm going to fly around the perimeter.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go north to see if I can pick up a trail, possibly.
So you're gonna head basically out that direction. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. So you guys are moving up this direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
going to check
we'd be on
the barn.
horseback now, right?
Huh?
We'd be on horseback now, right?
You went and got your horses are still kind of down here where Sora's horse is.
We can.
Probably not the
Moving
best
back down
idea
here.
because we can't summon the horses again if anything happens.
True.
So it's perhaps.
Nope.
Yeah,
True.
the
Nope,
horses are still summoned, and
Yeah, out of character.
another group
No,
like 4
out of
horses.
character. No, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
Ellie and I'll check in this barn.
Okay. All right. So you start to split up there, start moving around there to check things out there. Sora, inside there, the woman who's more coherent there, she does look a little bit better as she does. So you notice that as you look closer at her here, she was a bit pale, a little bit of sweat on her forehead there. You just kind of discounted it as being in a stressful situation, but she definitely her color is coming back a little bit. She's breathing a little bit easier as well. She looks at you. Well, I don't know how long it was. It's been weeks, days. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I'd say at least a week. That this thing showed up. This massive blue-skinned thing showed up and it attacked. Some of the men decided to run in there and take it on and just got, well, beat down pretty easily. A couple of them died. A couple were wounded. This thing just went around. It ignored us for the moment. We just kind of hid inside and stayed in here. Um, and I don't know. I'm not sure how long it was. Maybe a week or so. Two of the wounded started screaming and yelling, and or maybe a couple of days. I can't remember, but two of the ones that were wounded started screaming and yelling, and we heard their voices change, and the screams turned to all those sounds that you heard from the things you were attacking. They turned into those things, the red ones.
So the blue guy attacked, and these people turned into red ones.
Yeah.
And
the red ones lay eggs on people, don't they?
Well, the red ones at some point scratched us. Didn't kill us. But just scratched us. Looked at us and watched us for a time, and scratched her again. And well, at some point, the blue. At some point, we just lose. Or that? Okay.
No, it's Star Phoenix.
She points at the guy with the pot, still holding the pot. He came and was helping us. He's been giving us food and stuff. And Sora, give me an insider perception. Whichever is higher for you.
They're the same.
Okay, then go ahead and roll it.
I'll go insight.
Sure.
Nope.
Ooh, okay. All right. So you see him. He's still just standing there waiting, holding the pot there. And she looks at him. He's been helping us, giving us food and such. Doesn't say much.
Do you
but
know him? Like before you were attacked?
No, he's just been helping us out.
Can I do? Oh, I used the last of my lay on hands to heal myself.
Okay, go for it.
Because I was not healed, so I did that. And I
Sure.
would like to detect poison and disease on that food, if I can.
Sure. Let me just see some real fast here. Let me roll real quick. Whoops, didn't roll. Come on now. Okay. As you cast and do your thing there, he sort of like flinches a little bit as he sees you do something, and the energy sort of like washes over you. But he at least pauses since nothing happens. And you detect no poison or disease. In fact, you don't detect. Both women now look fine. He looks fine. You look fine.
You check me.
Well,
I got scratched up.
We just lost Draven there. Messing up our
For
cameras a
just
bit.
a second.
Okay, yeah, should pop back in a second there. So apologize for the camera glitch
all I
there.
have to do is come back into my range.
Well,
you effed up the camera.
Yeah, there he is. They should reset here in a second. So he's standing there looking at you. You don't detect anything. And we'll cut back to Amethyst and Elia. As you move it up to this shed here, this big wood shed kind of thing like that. There's also some tanning implements there, and there's a bit of a weird smell on the air as you get in there. I'll give you a perception check. I'll give one for. Let me open up Elia's sheet so she can do the same. Yes, Elia has her own character sheet now.
Yay. That's awesome.
A lot of NPCs to keep track of.
And she's higher level than us, isn't she? She's like badass.
Not by a lot, but a couple of levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't do so well. She's sort of like she's stepping back away. She's kind of looking back and forth, just kind of keeping an eye, looking up at Lucas, keeping an eye on you. As you step into that spot there with a 21, you immediately smell blood, and
Uh-oh.
you hear someone moving, a whimpering sound. As you as the shadows from the daylight spell kind of move in there, you can see someone in the back, sort of back in the back. There's sort of like a form. There's also you can see blood on the floor, on the walls as your dark vision kicks in as you move it just in the sight there. There is that sound. As you look and you see a form like hunched up and thrashing around in the back there. And we'll just at first just a person, hard to see what they are, and before your eyes, they are changing.
A Slaad, right. I do have dark vision,
And
by the way.
yeah, so you're able to witness the change as the entire body is thrashing around, and the voice goes from a human female sound to a as another red Slaad takes the place of that person.
Oh, why are your
And
encounters so good?
it's just sort of like hunched over and just like, and you can see the whole body as the clothing sort of rips away, and you hear the kind of the stretching of flesh and bones cracking, and the whole body hunched over, elongating and stretching, as that sound just gets worse, and this thing just hunched over there. Obviously, Lucas, from up above there, it's not hard to hear this.
Yeah.
Trevor, you guys at this point have traveled all the way around over to here and are starting to move it there, and
Right.
you can hear something, a very similar sound we heard before there, from behind you, back in the direction you guys came from.
Okay.
As this thing starts to push itself up to its hands, looking around as it starts moving toward you.
I'm going to shout the others at this point and say there's one in here now.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna. Where's the closest place? Where on? And so I know he's on top of that roof, right?
No, he's inside. So he's inside that building.
Okay, so I'm going to grapple. I don't know if I have to use all my movement or not, but I'm gonna have to. Because am I further north than what I am right now?
Probably not too much further. It would take a while to get all the way around to this point here. So in the time it took you guys to go out this gate down here and around, because Eldon's not jumping over fences or anything else like that very much.
Can
So-
I use all my movement to get on top of the roof
Yeah, be too hard.
with,
You can-
with the grappling hook on top? to the
Sure.
top.
Essentially, you can kind of get in a position where you can launch to the corner here and just jump there. Give me an acrobatics check to get there. And we'll just to move you in place.
I don't know why it made me write it twice, but yeah.
So you're up on the counter there. He's actually inside, so underneath there. So essentially, you can see, yeah. So Amethyst basically yells at you. You launch yourself up on the top of the building over here. We'll see what Sora does in just a minute. Elliot just sort of take a step back a bit. Lucas, where do you want to move to since you were up high? You hear Amethyst yell out. You can hear the growls and snarls coming from this thing.
I'll obviously move back in and heading downwards as well towards
Okay.
ground level.
I mean, you have a 60-foot move, so you can fly down there and get pretty much anywhere you want to in the courtyard area here. If you want to still be hovering, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll be about 5 foot up there.
Okay, so you're kind of hovering over the ground there. That's cool. Alrighty. In that case, yeah, let's go ahead and do the new round of initiatives. Let me pull up the turn order. Alrighty, we should be good. Okay, these things are not speedy, but and we'll go ahead and have Eldon roll as well, even though he's going to be.
I hate that the turn order pops up over the initiative button. Like, it's just so annoying.
Oh yeah, just gonna move it, drag it out of the way. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just annoying.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Sora, just to do it around the initiative tracker. Okay, is that everybody? I think so. I don't see Trevor yet. Did yours not
What,
come
the
through yet?
initiative?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hold on, sorry.
No worries.
I rolled it, but it just didn't.
Doesn't like to cooperate.
It's making me do it with advantage, but I don't know, so it's 6.
Okay. Let me put you on the track. So,
I'm
yeah, I'm not sure why it's
gonna
not doing
check the
that. So
settings in the meantime.
just fix you here. So you're 6. All right. Cool. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get ourselves in order here. So Amethyst, makes sense. You're the one right there looking at this thing here. You see it just starting to kind of like just kind of pushing itself up. It's you can see it's not gonna be able to fit very well in here. This isn't very high. It's not gonna be able to stand upright inside this building. But it is sort of like kind of getting up on its hands and knees, and just kind of like looking over toward you. What would you like to do, since you are the first person to encounter this thing? All right. So nice. I'm gonna roll it damage with the. It's gonna be crit damage. So I'm not sure how you do that on roll 20. Um,
I'm not sure.
go ahead and just roll the damage again because you basically get 4d8, but it's already wow. Okay, so 24 points of necrotic damage just rip into this thing as it just sort of hunched over there. It just the bolt just steers into its side. As it just bellows in pain.
I'm going to move to there.
Okay, so you back away.
I'm going to tell Elias to come this way too.
Okay. Let's see real quick here. Let me grab my sheet for her. I want to see something real fast. Where did I put it? There she is. Double check her spells real fast. That's not right. One sec while I pull this up. And see what she's going to do. So she goes ahead and launches a little spell here. Let's see if she does. Yeah. So she essentially from her position where she was at before, kind of looks in there where you saw there. You see a bolt of energy, just sort of like form around her hand as she fires off a mind sliver into it. And then runs over here. Okay. That's the two there. Lucas, you see both Amethyst and Elia fire at something inside of there and then retreat off to the right.
Can I not see it from where I am?
It is in the shadows there. You could move forward and look in there. You do have dark vision, so essentially it's inside the building. And there's not lit inside there, so you can kind of see a shadowy shape in there. But it wouldn't be like you can't. I mean, you could see enough to cast something at it. But it would be a disadvantage or for a range attack roll.
Okay.
Okay, so Distant Whispers there. It just sort of has to make that save. And let me double check them real fast here because I want to make sure I did that right. Yep. So because it just hit with Mind Sliver, it now has minus D4 on this save. So yeah, that's no way. So essentially, even with its advantage, it does not matter. It does not make the roll, so it will take that 23 psychic damage
Holy shit.
as essentially it's still on his hands and knees, hasn't even got to its feet yet there, and all of a sudden it's like and just like grabbing at his hand there, and it sort of shuffles back into the back corner, as far away from you as it can. It can't really run away from you, but it does kind of shuffle back into the back there, just kind of like huddled in the corner, just grabbing its hand, grabbing its head, and nursing the wounds it took from both the ladies before they went out. Sora, come back to you in a minute. Oh yeah, you're back. Cool. So you will hear the sounds from outside, and kind of the shouts begin there, as as you're able to. Basically, you're looking at the man here, looking at the two women there who are in good shape there. You just lay on hands to yourself, but you hear the sounds of fighting outside. What do you do?
I will triple check, make sure they're okay, and then go out the.
Okay, so you basically run back through. It's about your move will get you out to about there, just outside the room out there. You can see that Lucas is like looking at something inside the building here. You can't see it at the moment, but you definitely know that there's something back inside this woodshed area here. This
Do
yeah.
do I see like people in need health?
You don't see anyone in severe. I think it's severe damage yet there. At least not out here anyway.
Okay, so how many more feet of movement do you think I have?
You could probably get. You could if you wanted to use. If you wanted to dash, you could get up to here.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Yep. So you basically get there. All right. In that case, let me do something real quick. I'm gonna put initiative on these guys real fast. Okay. Cool. I want to see what they end up doing. She's not gonna move anyway. Okay. All right then. Eldon starts running over this way because he doesn't have any gonna dash and get all the way down to here. To about right there. Actually, there. Yeah. Come on now. He's running back around the fence. This thing here. So it essentially, Sora, now you can see in the shadowy recess of this shed, there's something massive huddled in the back there, and it's sort of like kind of crumpled in the back corner there, and it's kind of you can see it kind of shake its head, and it just gets to its feet and charges you.
Bring it on.
Yep. And just the claws come swinging, as it's basically just mindlessly. It does not regenerate because I will take that off now, but it does recover from that. As you can see, it's got this massive like blackened wound on its side, and essentially it's definitely its eyes are kind of like still kind of dancing, and there's a little bit of light still kind of spots in front of his eyes as he goes to swing at you. So claw and piercing as it just rakes across you. The first one there. It's just kind of mindlessly yowling and growling at this point here.
Jim, I'm going to use my reaction to do cutting words on it. And
Cool.
try and
Okay.
Like I forgot last time completely.
Sure. So you roll your bardic inspiration and remove that from the damage, or remove that from the hit.
I'll go for the hit.
Okay.
And hope.
Okay.
Take
That's
4 off.
enough. So essentially, you call out, and is that required to understand your language, or does it matter? Double check that for me. Don't know if that ability requires it to understand you.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Check.
I know some of the bardic abilities do require that, so I wanted to make sure. You know what? We'll say you do. You got to bark out enough of a loud enough sound there that it flinches for just a moment there, just enough for Sora to get her shield up in place there as it clatters off the shield. So you use your reaction to do that. So you only do it once this turn there. Essentially, it knows something's out there, and
Doesn't
it
say anything
just
about
flinches
language.
enough. Okay, then yeah, that's
Says
fine.
it's immune if it can't hear you, or if it's immune to being charmed. That's it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, then yeah, it's not immune to any of that. So, yeah, essentially it sort of flinches just a much at the sound, kind of looking past Sora for just a second there, and it does this. Sora's able to get her shield up there. The claws skitter across the shields. It does claw again. This one also does hit there for 7 more. So kind of like, and just kind of rakes down there for 7 this time.
So it took 7 points of damage, not 17.
Yeah, so you didn't take the first batch,
Got it.
because and then it's going to try to bite you, and does
No.
not. You essentially the second claw just kind of comes down low there, and it tries to bite you, and just jam that shield up into its mouth there, and it can't clamp down on you, and you just kind of like hold it in place. We now have. Gonna do something real quick. In the doorway there. Trevor and Lucas. Give me a
Yeah.
perception check to notice something.
Got it. Get to
Wow.
roll that.
Wow, 2 ones.
There's so many natural ones on
Hey,
the
it's
perception.
15 because I cannot
All right.
roll for one.
Okay, so Trevor, you will see as you kind of shake your head for a second there. Lucas, you're just totally focused on what's going on in here, and so you're kind of just staring at Sora there. You don't really notice what's happening to your left there. But Trevor, up on the roof there, from your vantage point there, you will see a man kind of step into the doorway here, and you kind of blink for a second because he's standing there with a big metal pot in his hands. Just kind of normal looking human for the most part there, shabby looking clothes, hair kind of mussed up and kind of ratty looking beard. But you do know that Sora ran forward and is fighting something down below you in here. But you do see that guy standing over there at this point.
All right. So I'm on top of the roof. Is it still this thing's turn or is it done?
Oh yeah, it's done. Sorry, yeah, you
No, I
already.
just wanted to make sure I didn't want to do this on anyone else's. I'm gonna run up here and see that at the corner. That knowing Sora's down there fighting by now. I'm gonna grapple to here. I don't have to grapple to here if I wouldn't have to, but I'm assuming it's kind of high, and I want to kind of break my fall by going this way.
Over to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he follow me out?
It'll be behind you, so you're not sure. But yeah.
Okay.
But after that, I'm going to and I did say I reloaded. I said that up top while we were going after
Reloaded
the Slaad.
which
The rifle.
you don't have enough accumulator for the rifle yet. You only have 3 shots total.
But I used
The other one's in the
I
pistol.
used it in the you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless you unloaded the pistol and put it there, but you did use a
No,
charge
I'm
pistol
just
as well.
I'm just
so,
no, that was on
yeah.
me.
No worries. Yeah, it's getting there. It's all coming into place. And I would just say, just to use the grapple in one hand, you probably have the grapple in one hand and your pistol in the other at this point.
True.
So that would make the most sense for the situation you're in right now.
Great.
So you launch yourself down here, then you kind of look back in everyone area. You see everybody where they're at the moment. and you can just barely see this thing fighting swords looming over Sora in kind of the opening here.
Yep. And you said I have a shot?
Yeah, absolutely. You sharpshooter with your pistol, so yeah, you absolutely have
Okay,
a shot.
I'm going to aim over Sora's head and at this thing's head.
Cool. Okay, take the shot.
It's going to have to be with my pistol.
Yep. So you only do 20 damage.
Yeah. Well, is that it?
Sharpshooter. You have 2
All right,
shots,
buddy.
remember. You have 2 shots, remember.
Oh, yeah, because I don't have to use a bonus action. That's going to be sharpshooter again.
Yep.
I love this character so much.
15. That one.
Like,
Never mind. Sharpshooter. As he would have cover from the thing, but nope. You just literally Sora. You just hear this as these 2 things, and you just boom, boom, and just nail this thing in the chest. Just whizzing past your head there, nailing into this thing. It just kind of staggers from the shots there. Black gore dripping out of its chest as it goes there. Amethyst. I want you to give me either a perception or insight check. Whichever.
They're both the same.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
And let me just see here real quick. Ellie's gonna do the same just from notice she notices anything. Ooh. Okay. So the 2 of you are both kind of standing over there, not just a little about 10 feet apart, in the spot there, and looking across the way. You notice something about the man standing in the doorway. He's holding this big metal pot.
Okay.
And then you do something fast here.
Glad somebody else rolled higher than I did. I rolled a
Yep.
3.
The pot he's holding, as he's standing in the winter air, is steaming. Like just you can see kind of it's almost obscuring his face. It's just steaming now in the cold air. He's holding it with his bare hands.
oh, no.
Elia looks over and goes, "Guy's not right. There's something wrong with him." And I don't know what it is, but it's that I don't think that's really a person.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And
I did what I wanted to do anyway.
That's what you see at the moment here. So it is your turn. You have been made aware of the situation. The guy across the way. The fighting is still happening in the shed here. Sora did take a couple of took one and almost another significant hit, but Lucas managed to help her shrug off one of the impacts. You hear a from the fence as Eldon's running along the way here.
I'm going to whack a dissonant whispers on this guy.
Alrighty then. Let me pull that up real fast.
Although I've probably just doomed them other 2 women in there. But then I haven't been in there and I don't know who's in there. So
Yep. Okay, so it's going to get this will be with advantage, of course.
Nope.
Wow.
How do you roll a
Wow.
0?
He rolled it. He has a -1 to wisdom save, as opposed to the -2 you guys normally have.
Gotta love those net ones. I've rolled 3 of them tonight.
Yep. So it basically, you see its head snap up, and the person's head, the eyes go wide as sort of the sound there. And Trevor, just for effect here, you can kind of hear the around there, and he just sort of like, and he ducks back inside the building there.
Okay. But I still have a beat on him at this point, right?
You know where he went. I mean, he ran him back inside. You don't notice anything wrong with him. You just kind of looked over your shoulder there as the spell goes off and he runs back inside. He still looks like a human.
I will telepathically say to Trevor, that guy's not right.
Yeah.
There's a bonus action. You are informed there's something about that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
Yeah. And let me just go ahead and put some damage on him. There we go. All right. Okay. Elia is standing there, and she sort of like holds her hands out there and says, "Let him come back out. Let him come back outside. Don't go inside." And she actually,
I would.
bonus action, why not? Trevor, she says, "Don't go in after him. Make him come out." And so she's obviously prepared to do something. You're not sure what she's doing exactly, but she's kind of pulled out her, she's sort of like little energy forming around her hands as she's sort of like preparing to cast something.
She does have magic hands.
Yep.
So
What you do in the bedroom is up to you.
I was
Lucas.
thinking the same
I
thing.
meant the spell.
Lucas, you do see, so you kind of see this happening on both sides of you, what's going on here, plus the guy ahead of you there. Essentially, you're so focused in, you see this thing happening beside there, and like, oh, as there definitely is something going on around you. So what would you like to do?
I'm going to move up. So we're outnumbering this guy again.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of again fit in next there. There's a big open front there. You can definitely slip in beside there and definitely get on this thing. Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, this thing is at this point, even though it's dripping with like various wounds and everything else that it's just can't quite find purchase in the thing. Was that what you were? Roll. You should have still have bless on, shouldn't? Oh no,
Oh yeah, I forgot to roll the bless.
Yep,
No,
I would roll the
alright.
bless in this one because you are
Yeah.
still blessed because yeah, your bracer's maintaining it. It hasn't been a minute yet.
Probably still
Okay.
missed that.
Yeah, just barely. Yeah, so essentially, you kind of you just get this sword in there, and it just scrapes off the side off the side of it, as it doesn't quite land. But the dagger
There's
just
the dagger.
sinks home there, and you just shove the thing into its leg, into its kind of the big meaty thigh, as you just jam the dagger in there, and another pretty brutal wound. Sora. Lucas is silent next to you again there, and this thing's still in your face, having clawed you up, and you've got this thing still hunched over there. He's again, you're sort of in this fairly low roof there, but it's definitely hunched over there, swiping his claws out at you.
I have a bigger thing.
Yes, you do. And yeah, it just
Put some smite into it, please.
Hmm?
We're gonna add some smite into that, please.
Okay. And roll that extra 2d8 or 3d8.
2
or 3. 2. Okay. Roll it. Oh, okay.
21 damage, please.
So Lucas and Sora, your eyes both kind of looking into the darkness here as this big red hulking form is there. There's a flash of light as the hammer smashes into this, just drives into this thing's chest there, and the whole chest caves in, just sort of like this, like just this kind of this rubbery mass. There's this crunch and everything else as it just sinks in there, and the flash of radiant light, it just crumples to the ground, completely and utterly lifeless.
Awesome.
Eldon runs around and gets around to the front here. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening?
Let's all gather around me real quick. Like I have one last spell I can do.
Okay, so you essentially step. You kind of use your movement after you take a minute to move into place there. We're still in initiative, guys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
So
can't.
you can
do
definitely
this.
move where you want to move. You still have the movement there, but we are still in initiative. As Trevor, you hear a as well. I would say this, Sora. You want to move out to? Would you move to there, or would you move out to where everyone else is?
I was going to have everybody gather in the center.
Gotcha.
and do
Cool.
this
Okay,
about-
that's fine.
So
there.
like about here, yeah.
So about the time you're moving into place there and kind of looking around, waiting for everyone to move in there, you hear that from inside there. As we're gonna go ahead and swap this guy out for his true form.
No.
Even though he's not. We're not gonna make him
What?
that big.
He was like 3
I
times.
was like, Jesus Christ! It's a mountain troll. Run!
No. Okay, although it is his turn, so he'll get the
Is that a green Slaad?
Sure is.
Oh,
They come
The
in
boss
green,
man.
you guys.
Let me pull that. Let me get rid of the red. And sure. We're gonna move him here. Trevor, you glance over your side there as this form that wasn't there a minute ago steps into place, and there is a light that appears. Flame erupts around this thing's outstretched hands as he launches a pair of flaming orbs at you. I need to fix something real fast. That's right. Okay. A 23. Well, he doesn't have advantage. It is 8 fire damage that impacts you from the side. And second one goes wide. How? Let's see here. I want to see.
That first one goes, the 8 goes with the 23. The
Yeah.
27 has the 8 plus 12.
I know. That's why it's just 8
Okay.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't get the crit damage. So yeah. So yeah, it's just straight up 8 fire damage there. The second one just kind of goes wide, impacts the ground kind of next to you over here, as this thing is there. And you see, yeah, your first green Slaad.
All right.
Trevor, it is your turn.
And I
Let
see.
me actually put him back in the initiative order real fast here because he's no longer in there. And he had a 9. Come on. Go and reorder. And we were on this guy's. Yep. Trevor, you are up.
Okay.
This thing, well, I'll say one thing. What you see of it right now is it's not as tall as the red that you saw there, or even or as massive as the blue. It's more round, has this big, like frog-like face, a little more, even more so than normal there, kind of spine sticking off the back. But it's not quite as long and spindly as everything else there. It does have sort of just sort of like dark green, rubbery looking skin to it. And it is just standing there, menacing and looking at you. You did hear it speak as well, which none of these other ones has spoken yet.
In common.
Yeah, not very highly intelligible common, but definitely you heard the word die in common.
Yeah, I heard that.
you just want some dice? I mean, don't we all?
Why don't you come on out here?
Who are
He
you
is in the
talking
doorway.
to?
You definitely can shoot him. That's not a problem.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna.
Who are you talking to?
You can see him in the doorway. He's practically
Can I
filling the
see him,
doorway.
though?
Yeah, he stepped into the doorway to fire the flame bolts out at him. So yeah, you can definitely see him. He's basically put him right there in the door.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
Oh Lord!
Oh god.
Nice.
Rifle doesn't. The rifle's not loaded again, but
You forget to load your weapon.
he
did.
doesn't have
I'm gonna look around. You're right. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I will say this:
No.
roll the pistol. It'd still be a crit though.
Okay. Well, no, I was completely
Roll is
willing
right.
to go over that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pistol instead. Actually, why don't we do this? Just roll 2d8 and
Yeah,
add your 13.
I already rolled
That's
it when you told me to
Perfect.
the first time. Yeah.
That's fine. So now roll one more d8 for the crit.
Oh, it didn't roll. It rolled a 2.
Okay, so 18. Yep. So yeah, definitely just you see. So sorry, you watch a bullet just fly in there, and there's a bit of a not much of a sound to it there. Okay. You still have enough juice for another shot?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and take a shot.
Which square is he in?
We'll say. I mean, he's in the door, so it's fine. We'll just say he's in that square, just for simplicity.
It goes by how many feet I can run to him. It's
Oh, yeah.
important, Jim.
I know. I'm just saying, it's like unfortunately, the way the map is laid out is not a square he can be in. Like but it still works. Second shot there. Oh, wait, was it? Never mind. I saw it. Okay. You just didn't do a sharpshooter shot on the second one? That's fine. All right, so he takes more damage. Another shot hits into him. Not a problem. All right. So yeah, 2 bullets. People stay inside and don't do anything. Amethyst, you are up. You see this thing in the way there. I will say that based on where he's at, essentially since he's in the doorway invisible, this will happen as well. It's almost as if the daylight orb above, there is a column of pale golden light that bathes the entryway, just kind of slams down on the entryway there. And we will go ahead and double check how that works real fast. Let me just see, is it when it hits?
It's totally fucking with my dark vision. I know that much.
Well, there's daylight outside anyway right now, so you're in the range of daylight right now, so you don't need dark vision at the moment. Yeah. So essentially, yeah, there's this column of moonlight that just slams down on him. He will go ahead and have to make a Constitution save. Where is he? Let me pull up my guy here. Not with that roll, he doesn't. And takes 2d10. Takes 10 radiant damage, which he does take all of it. Okay. So yeah, you can see just like as this light hits him, he just essentially this column of light just stays right there, however.
Is he being damaged by it?
He will be, yeah.
Okay.
If it starts its turn there, he will take more damage from it.
I don't have to chill touch him or just do damage. I know that they regenerate.
He
Does he look pretty injured or not?
looks like he's taking a pretty good amount of shots there. He took a couple good shots from Trevor. He's not staggering around or anything else though. He seems to have taken it pretty well so far.
3 8s and a 6, man.
Wow. This is which
Get
one is
it.
this? Mine's Spike. Okay. So he has to make
Jesus Christ.
3 8s and a 6. I'm so happy.
Nice.
I did say to make him dead.
Our rolls have been insane tonight.
Does have advantage, but it doesn't matter because 13 is the best he got. So he does take all 30 damage, and so essentially you just see this like kind of pinkish purple energy just slam into the side of his head. He's like, "Oh!" He definitely he sort of he kind of shoulder checks the doorway a bit. He's like, he's not good.
Well,
Let's see.
I mean, not good is relative to him. He's evil.
Yes. He's in bad shape. Let's just say that. Elia's going to move up to here and cast something.
Be careful.
And she just sort of like blinks for a few seconds and is like, oh, and let's just see what else. She sort of, as you look, she's Amethyst. Give me you know what this is. You know the fact that she can do something very similar to you. She's
Mhm.
casting detect thoughts.
Okay.
And essentially she could have, and so while she's like looking there, she kind of winces a little bit, and this thing's eyes like head snaps up in her direction. It made it saved when she tried to push deeper. And so essentially she did get some surface thoughts there. She'll just say, there aren't any more here, but there's more somewhere. A tower. That's all I got. And let's see,
Am I
that's
close
her
enough to
move.
hear her say that, or is it?
She says that, yeah, she says it loud enough for everyone to hear. She doesn't do it telepathically. She just says it. And that's her turn. So Lucas, this is all happening over there behind you. You see the thing in the doorway, the column of moonlight bathing over it there, the daylight spell going off and keeping the place all lit up.
You don't want to drive it back in though.
It does look pretty bad at this point. He's definitely in bad shape comparatively.
Move to there, and I'll draw the
Okay.
bow.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Hex, yeah.
Right. So you're not unseen, but you still get the 10 piercing damage. So just you just pull out the sniper's bow there and just launch, and just arrow just sinks into its torso. It definitely definitely felt that as well. Anything in the bonus action?
Yes, I'll give inspiration to Sora.
Yeah, so bardic inspiration on your next. You have a D8, I believe it is,
Yep.
to throw around an action of your choice. So Sora, you are up. This thing's in the doorway. The moonlight is sort of washed over him there. It's positioned so that you're not going to be in the moonlight to stand with him, so you can actually run up to him and hit him.
I'm gonna.
Okay. This
And I'm
this
gonna
one's
ask him questions at the same time.
okay.
Yeah. Where's the tower?
He sort of like glares at you for the moment there. Go ahead and make your attacks. Oh yeah. Yep, you definitely hit with that. Not as strong of a shot as you normally would like. But the second one, unfortunately, he does. Oh, you do
That's the
have. Don't
part
be.
of inspiration thing, right?
Yes, you roll a d8. You can also actually at this point, I'm going to say, with all the fighting that's happened here, it's been over a minute since the bless was cast there. When the bless is going to wear off.
I haven't been rolling bless anyways.
I know.
So yay.
We'll just call it good there. So yeah. So you saw the bark inspiration. Go ahead and roll a d8. See if that 15. That will not actually. That will do it with him. That's his AC. So yeah, you're able to hit him again there. Another solid shot. A little better shot than the last one. Yeah.
Last one.
What's that?
So
Last
can I
one.
use
Roll.
uh-huh.
Absolutely. Roll more. Roll 2d8 more.
Nope, 3d8.
Oh, you're using the second level slot.
Yep,
Okay.
last one. So that's 13 altogether.
That was a d6 the first time.
Ow. And those were d20s the second time. What the
Yeah.
heck?
So yeah. Roll 3d8. That's pretty bad. You had 2 4s and then 2 20s, but okay. Okay, so yes, nice, 16. Oh yeah, so basically, yeah. Again, the second shot there, the first one kind of glanced out. The second one's a good solid shot there. You hit it over in the shoulder, and it just kind of like sinks in and flashes that radiant energy there. You're all kind of getting like motes of light dancing in front of your eyes a little bit from all the flashy light show going off in this area here. But he does take 16 more. Oof.
Was asking
All
him
right.
questions like, "Where's the tower? Are there more? How many more?" As I'm swinging.
Yeah. And he's like, as he's being hit by stuff here, and the flashes going off there. It's like not really getting a chance to answer, unfortunately. Eldon.
He's got a
Um,
head. He could answer in his head.
Good point. Actually, let me double check something real fast here. I want to see how that works. Where is it? Where is it? Does it go away if they pass the test?
I've got an idea where the tower is. Worked it all out.
Yeah.
Finally. Took a while.
Yeah. Where is it?
North. It's in Vornax Tower.
Who's in Varna?
We'll get it in a second here. Yep. So Eldon kind of rushes in. Is it okay if I fire at him?
Yeah.
Actually, can he get into range? He's going to be. He'll get to there. He will. Uh, uh, Typical Eldon fashion, kind of runs in and all right then, and he pulls up his gauntlet there, and a barrage of magic missiles all just fire out, just sinking the sky here.
A little gnome running up.
Like, all right then, and literally just like four or five little glowing bolts, little darts of force just thud into this thing. And he sort of like looks around, blinking for a moment there, and then slumps, and then drops.
Nice.
And then Sora collapses to the ground.
What?
Not dead, just
Yeah,
out
she's-
of energy. I'm at half health. I have been at half health most of this fight.
Most of this fight, yeah, you're taking on.
I was down to 20 something for a good long bit.
Okay, so everything goes quiet. You will find the 2 women inside there, just sort of like hunkered down where they were, hearing all the sounds, everything else. That do not come out. They don't run. They don't rush out or anything else. But yeah, you definitely see the bodies of 3 red Slaad and a green Slaad that are here. And the last, so Elia was like, there was a blue. It's not here. That's all I could get. I don't know. But yeah, it said there's more in the tower. When you asked how many there were, it just thought more. It didn't say a number.
I guess that means I have to get up.
Well, there's nothing else here at the moment.
I still have to get up.
Yep. Yeah, you are just kind of up there. Eventually, she'll let the moonbeam go away. But the daylight spell lasts for an hour, so it's basically it just lasts. Uh, so she'll step up and go ahead and heal you a little bit there, Sora. Just to have there. Let me just roll. You'll take 12 points healing. Not great, but she does there. Anyone else? Anyone
Yeah.
else okay?
Oh, say anyone else. Does Soreness still need healing?
I am 7 points off from full health, so I'm okay. Now at this point, it's just exhaustion.
I'm only 4 down.
There you go.
Okay.
You got
So-
12 back.
Okay.
Well, I
so
don't. I
Sora's
did
back
get.
at full.
I did get scratched by a red one, so I'm a bit concerned.
Um,
Well, you're way over there.
So Eldon actually will go ahead and you can cast many spells in here. We'll go ahead and heal you up there, Amethyst. So you're back to full as well.
Thank you.
I don't know. Like I said, there's nothing else here. At least the last things he was saying that the blue had left. I don't know anything other than that.
You said it was in a tower?
He said something. The word tower was one of the few that I picked up there. Unfortunately, a lot of his thoughts were in a language I don't know. It was all the growls and grunts and strange snarling sounds. But a few words came through.
It's going to be in Bornax Tower, isn't it?
Mm.
And he
I'm
was a
gonna
student.
I'm gonna walk in and check in on the ladies, make sure
Yeah.
they're okay.
They're okay. They're huddled inside there. They seem to be doing okay. There is the pot of gruel. It's like kind of dropped on the ground here. You kind of kick the pot away as you step by. Still
Yeah, dude.
steaming in the air.
Don't eat that as I continue to walk through.
Okay. I will just say this because you saw him step out of the room beyond there. You look in there. That room is a nightmare.
Somebody
Is
doesn't know how to clean up as they cook? Or is it like
no, there is blood all over the place. You see chunks of meat that definitely aren't animal. There is a lot of mess in this room. Yeah, you
I
could
think
look in
we
there
need
and
to...
go, ugh.
Sorry.
so
It-
I'm gonna close the door.
Sure.
There's a door on it, right?
Yeah, there's a kitchen door.
Okay.
You can pull it closed.
I'm gonna close the door and advise them not to go in there and probably leave town and go like up to the next town where we live. It'll
I think
probably be safer.
we need to drag all the bodies out and burn them. I'm a bit concerned that there might be something because we don't fully understand them.
As you look over, Eldon's over one of them, like carving bits of him out of it. I actually, I need this for the projects that I'm working on. Please, just give me a moment, and he like just sort of like harvests some stuff from them.
God's sake,
Yeah, I would
Eldon.
talk to him. No, well, he needs it for. There's a reason to.
He can have the green bit body, but I don't want these two ladies going into that kitchen.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yikes.
So they're fine with not staying there.
Let's make them move on, please.
I think we need to
Alright.
make this fire, burn everything that we can.
Okay. So yeah,
Once Eldon's harvested.
yeah. So essentially,
Yeah, I'd be helping him with that too.
yeah. I mean, he's got the tools for it and everything. So he's essentially alchemy tools for the most part there, and so he's able to get. And I'll let him know he's gonna have enough stuff for one of the projects he's working on based on
Yep.
this.
Yeah,
And
I
from what you
remember him
can
talking
tell,
about
from what you could tell from this encounter, there's more out there. As you're able to go ahead and bring everybody the bodies there, you're able to find there. Give me an investigation check. Everyone, give me an investigation checks in general to see what you find looking around the place. Okay.
I just rolled off a 20 onto a 10.
No worries. Okay. Okay. All right. So, Sora, you're able to see in the room there. You will find that there is, looking through the house, the women there, they do tell you that they pretty much stayed down here for the last time there. Food was brought to them. They ate, kept up their strength, that kind of thing like that. But they said they avoided going upstairs. And when you go up there, you find out why. Effectively, you can definitely see signs that the two Reds probably turned upstairs. There's just signs of scratches on the floor. There's ripped and bloodied clothing. That wherever they were definitely upstairs at the time, and essentially you can see definitely the ruined clothing and stuff of two people up there, two reds, two people. Lucas, you will spot some large clawed footprints. They're a little different from the red and the you don't see any of the green Slaad footprints. Look at his feet. He got one of these broad splayed feet. You don't see any tracks like that in the dirt around here at all. You see the long spindly ones of the red and a thicker set that you've actually seen at one point, thinking back. And we'll just go ahead and we'll bring this out here. You pause for a moment, and if this isn't something you want to do, let me know. But the drum of memory, you pull it out, and you get a perfectly clear memory of tracking that first blue Slaad, and realize these tracks do match. And you're able to find a set of tracks. Actually, behind the house, there is a section of fence that's been shoved over. And you find those blue Slaad tracks heading out kind of in a northerly direction.
Yeah.
And you realize, using the drum after a little bit there, that memory comes back to you of that perfectly clear image of what those tracks look like in the snow even, and you can see the same thing. There also are similar tracks moving into this building and essentially moving up to this, but not going in this building here. Kind of goes with that the two never said that there was a the two women only mentioned the red.
So these ladies have been eating people. Is that what's going on right now?
It's unclear exactly. So essentially, Sora, do you tell Amethyst about the kitchen?
She asked them.
Do I have
Okay.
been, yes, but like don't go in it kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, there is animal as well, but
It's people.
if they've been eating the gruel with the chunks of meat in it, then they likely have eaten some human meat. Amethyst, I will say, looking in here, you will find the ruins of obviously the person that turned into the red Slaad.
Mm-hmm.
And you will find one thing in the ground on the ground near where the body was, or where they turned, a necklace, a kind of a braided twine, kind of a rough like braided twine, like necklace of some kind there, with a series of shells, like turned in like braided into them.
Right.
Simple little thing, but something that obviously this person had been wearing. Other than that, you don't see much of anything other than the ruined clothes that are sort of shabby leathers, and rough boots. And you do realize, looking at the attire there, it's very similar to the scavenger's attire
Oh no.
from the
So
ones.
that's what happened to them.
And it dawns on you, yes, that the blue that attacked the scavenger camp scratched one and took them away, and killed one and dragged the body and the other one away.
Yeah.
And it dawns on you now, this was probably shells.
Right. Hence the necklace.
You don't see any sign of anyone else from in this space. There's no sign of anything else has been in here recently, other than, yes, there is blood and stuff on the floor in here. So, what would you like to do now?
Rest up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After we burnt everything.
you're easily able to get a long rest. That portions of the house are virtually untouched. The lodge here, you're able to find a good spot, kind of away from where everything is there, and it's relatively uh, less of a mess or anything else. It looks like a lot of the house is just hasn't been nothing's been inside of it for a while. Bit of dust and things. You're able to find a good spot to lay down and take a long rest. As it is at this
Yay,
point,
long rest.
about probably 2, 3 in the morning, because you guys got here well after dark, probably a little well after midnight before we started your investigation.
So we feel safe enough to sleep here?
I reckon we do.
We're all dead now, aren't
Up
they?
to you.
Me and Trevor can take watch. We'll take in between shifts of us harvesting. You all
You and
camp up
Trevor.
here in this lodge. Sorry, Eldon. My bad. Important.
Yep.
And
Eldon's fine. Yeah, he's
him and I will take shifts harvesting, and you all sleep up in this camper, or this not camper, but I assume this was like an inn up here to the left.
it's a hunting lodge. This is a hunter's camp.
Right.
So effectively, you'll find that basically this front room is front building up here is sort of supplies. It's sort of like people will like stop and put things inside of here. There's a bunch of stacks of some grain, various stuff like that. You've got the kind of the wood shed. There's also some tanning equipment in here where they would tan hides and such. And then yeah, this is the hunting lodge here where they would be actually they'd be
Gotcha.
where they actually bunk down and have their meals and everything else. All told, bed wise, if you do look through the place at all here, there's a good there there's a good 8 people or so, 8 to 10 people that could be here at a time comfortably. A few more if you wanted to break out some cots or just bed rolls and such. But there's definitely beds set up there for eight to 10.
Before we rest, can I get Aldon to look at the shell necklace?
Sure. He says it's not anything magical. It's just something that's kind of nice. You don't see anything with it. It's fairly crude workmanship, but the shells are nice. They're actually kind of pretty. They're not definitely not a regional area here. So
Probably keep it, and if we come across the scavengers again, I'll just give it to them.
okay. You let them back at Craven's Rest. They were still there when you left.
Right.
Yep. So Sora, that's at some point you will kind of keeping track of everybody there. For anyone who doesn't look, Sora is in the kitchen cleaning.
Which
putting
is
things
odd.
away.
I don't normally
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah. And
Not when you got servants.
you're able to kind of like a couple of sacks or the burlap sacks, something like that. You're able to kind of put remains of things out there, and just sort of cleaning up there and clean with the cloths that are there. Well, it's not like it's all over. I don't want to say that the room is just a nightmare. It's just more like the whole countertops, surfaces, and
Yeah.
on the floor around it is a mess.
No, I'm pretty
And
sure
you're-
you said it was a nightmare.
Well, mostly because when you look at you saw like the blood and stuff on the countertops.
Okay.
When you start going there and looking there, it's not on the ceilings and the walls or anything else like that. It's just like the surfaces where you would normally do stuff there. That's the part it's you don't normally see that level of stuff there. So you're able to essentially, yeah, eventually once you get the pieces of things put into bags there, put away, you're able to pull some cleaning cloths out there and give it a good wipe down and get it clean. Not really, so that's not much change there. Elia's talking with checks with the women there, make sure again double checks with them to make sure they're okay, and they seem to be, while they're not, while they're traumatized, obviously they're at least seems to be healthy. Anything else you want to do before you guys take your full rest?
Is Elia planning on staying here?
Well, I think maybe I'll take the two ladies back to town.
Okay.
Get them
Just be
out of
careful
here.
then.
We'll be fine, I'm sure.
Use sending if you need to contact me.
I will. And sounds like you're going someplace bad if this is any indication there. So you take care. This is
I will.
I only hope that this is the worst of it, but I don't think it is.
No, but we'll be fine. You've seen what we can do.
Yeah, I do. It's impressive. Very, very impressive. And she sort of gives your hand a squeeze and smiles at you. And anything else? Trevor and Eldon continue their harvesting, burning the pieces that are done with there. Sora comes out and throws a stack of on the fire as well, as you guys keep that burning. The horses are all reverted back to their saddle form, and you guys kind of put those someplace nearby so they can recharge with the coming dawn. At that point, Trevor, your accumulators for your weapons will recharge to full.
Awesome.
Any other charges you guys have used from various Mantic items will recharge. Any charges you use that come back at the dawn will come back as well, including the saddles. So,
Except my horse.
yeah, your horse doesn't go away.
He's in the stables now.
Yep.
This is your horse. Your horse is amazing.
Let's just go ahead and clear. So what's your plan for the morning then? Elia will basically make sure that the two women are ready to travel.
I would hand my coat. I would hand Kodo and Podo, because remember I gave her Podo the one night before I left. I'll hand her both of them and give them to her. Yeah, to take care of, and ask her to throw away my old coat.
Why?
Can we talk about it later?
Okay.
Yeah. You have a new coat?
No.
Okay. Just checking. I assume you have a cloak for the cold because it is very, very cold out here. So.
I do.
All right.
It's like a poncho that I'll be putting over me.
Sure.
Have a black poncho?
I actually, yes.
Sure, probably.
No, that's over my. It is. I couldn't put it on the my hero forge, but yeah.
No worries. So yeah, so she's like, okay, and she kind of bundles it up, puts it in her pack there, and the little ferrets just kind of like run around her, and she kind of like kind of like it's almost like they just kind of run around on her hands there and kind of up on her shoulders, and she just absent-mindedly just kind of holds them and lets them kind of squirm around, as a druid would with two little forest critters.
Gotcha.
So she just sort of like lets them settle, and eventually they do kind of settle. She kind of holds out a little bag on her hip there, and they kind of settle in there and kind of poke their heads out of it.
Yeah, like I do with them. That's kind of adorable.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
and I'll ask her to have her burn the coat when she gets back into town.
All right. That's what you want. We'll do so. And I'll make sure I'll put these back at the house for you.
I just nod my head.
And, okay. The rest of you are able to get your kind of there. Lucas, you can show them where. You can show them where the tracks begin, at least. And it's not. It's not hard to spot them. I mean, really. This thing doesn't move stealthily through the woods, and the tracks seem fairly fresh, maybe a couple of days. There hasn't been any major snowfall or anything else, so you can see kind of the dragging large splayed footprints just kind of pushing through the snow, heading in a general northerly direction.
Follow it.
Okay. All right then. Let's.
Got a long rest, yeah.
Yes, everyone's at a long rest. Yes. So your spells are back, your hit points are back, everything's all hunky dory. All right. So we'll go ahead and get them out of here as well as they go off there. You will. Elia does give Amethyst a kiss and a big hug before she takes off with the two women in tow.
Can't do anything I wouldn't do.
Too late.
Wait, how's that work? I don't know. And you just hearing in your head again, like, don't get dead.
I won't, I promise. And if I do, I'll let you know.
I think I'll know.
I think you will. It's not going to happen, though. I'm fine. You don't get dead.
I'm not the one going into a. And never mind.
Yeah, but you're going back
Travel-
to town on your own with these two ladies.
Yeah, fine. I feel pretty confident I can get them there just fine.
Do they live in the town?
You didn't ask them, but no, they live here. They lived here, I should say.
Right, I was going to say she can take them back to our house if she wants to.
She'll check in. She'll find out from them where they want to go.
I don't mind them sleeping in my room if they've got nowhere else. It's not like I'm using it tonight.
We'll see. I'll find out where they want to go, and if they don't have any other place, then
Okay.
I'll see about that.
They might have relatives, you never know.
Probably. We'll see.
Can ignore that. Sorry, guys.
I just back and forth in the head there, so I'll just go ahead and like a lot of the conversation between the two of you end up being back and forth mentally because it's just what the two of you are connected in that way. So, all right. So you're able to move away from the camp in the morning. In the morning, you're all rested up there. You use your travel rations and such to have your morning meals, as such as is. And we're gonna before we move off our travels here, let's go ahead and take a quick break. Everyone get a chance to quickly grab some drinks, use the restrooms and such.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and pause for a minute. And
How long is the break going to be for?
we'll call it 5 minutes, and if we need a little bit more, we'll do a little bit more.
Okay, I'm going to need like 10. I'm going to make something to eat. I feel like
Let's
my
go 10 minutes. Okay.
blood sugar is
Back here in
kind of
10 minutes then.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know exactly what I'm making. It'll take about that long. So I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
They went to break, Dal. I can only tell them as much as you tell them. I'm still here though. 'Cause I went to the bathroom already. No, it's never TMI. It's only TMI if I tell you what I did in the bathroom. No, we're still meeting. We met last week. Last week we were met, and the week before I had got some bad news on my eye. My eye's been troubling me lately. Been in a lot of pain. So they said not to meet, and we'd meet up again last week, and we did.
Hi.
I am back now too. We are still live, so just so you know.
Yay.
Thought we were editing it.
We will, but yeah, when we post the video.
Yeah, but people can be still watching now.
Yep. So if you are watching, hi there. How you doing?
Y'all learned
Hello.
way more than you need.
Hey, what did Trevor shoot?
You say pressed it by accident.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, they said ignore that,
Okay. Yep, easy to do.
which clearly you did.
I missed it.
I know, I was just kidding.
Wow, Nance can't spell today, y'all.
What do you mean today?
Good point. That is a
Wow.
valid point. I do know that half the time when I'm sending stuff to you, Jim, I am constantly checking for spell issues. And I'm like, it's a dragon's name. It's going to be spelt wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I totally put that. I'm always messing up dragon names. I have to go back and like, what is it again? So
I actually had written it down. Aren't you proud of me?
it's excellent. Yes. I come up with names half the time. I have to write them down in my book. Otherwise, I'm like, what was that person's name? Like you never asked, but the two ladies are named Darla and Melzy. Finding. So as soon as Aaron's back there, we'll go ahead and get started again. Did that make you guys a little worried there?
We're fine.
Do I need what now?
Yeah.
Huh? Words?
Asking if I made you a little worried there.
At a point, but then I was like, oh, I still have health. I can use it myself.
Yeah. However, point of order. While we wait for Aaron to come back. In the morning, Amethyst, yes, you do not feel very well. Nothing terrible. Nothing, but something feels off. Checking things over with a medicine check. You didn't say anything. You didn't want to worry Elia before she left, but and you weren't really sure. It's going to there, and you can just feel sort of that claw mark. Although you healed up, there's that sort of that where that claw mark across that first Slaad that hit you. It's while it's healed somewhat, it's not bleeding or anything else. That it itches and it feels strange.
I kind of did. I did say that I was worried that I'd been scratched, and I know that that's how they put eggs in people. And I said to check on those two ladies as well because apparently they'd been scratched. So
The two ladies had lay on hands placed on them.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Sora, we'll just say to start off the day, Amethyst.
Sorry about that, guys. I have
no
her
worries, no
starter cooking for me because I knew it was going to take forever.
No worries. Yeah. So, because the wound is healing, but it feels weird in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a Slaad or have eggs coming out of me or something. Tadpoles. Someone probably needs to fix me.
According to the information you've had before, and Eldon will post a pipe as well. Yes, the Reds do implant eggs, and but a cure disease should remove it. That is the preferred remedy for getting rid of the parasites that are inside. So, Miss Sora, if you can do the lay on hands thing that you do, that should take care of the issue if there is one. Okay.
You talk too much, Eldon. You know that.
I sometimes, and sometimes I don't talk at all. So it's when I do talk, it's very very a lot.
I'll pat the top of his head and walk over to Amethyst and put my hand on her shoulder and give her 5 points of light.
Okay,
Thank you.
right. So the forest. So the morning is see the ladies off on their way. Collect everything out there. The bodies of the Slaad are very well charred and, for the most part, rendered down to just weird bones and chunks of charred flesh at this point. Nothing to be worried about. You're able to collect everything up there, get your horses settled there, and you tend to go on. Take your horses along on the route. There is no road where you're heading, or do you want to take to go to walk?
Can we follow the tracks on horseback?
If you had an experienced tracker, then possibly, but yeah, you
Way
realize
to rub the salt in the wound there, Lucas.
What?
Reese died. He was our tracker.
Speaking of salty,
Exactly.
Yeah, from horseback it'd be difficult. And even Reese, he wouldn't have been on horseback trying to track. He'd be on the ground following the tracks himself. When you saw him doing this, so he wasn't really one to track from horseback, at least. So, yeah, you're able to follow the tracks there, and at least as you move along. So, as I said, it's hard to tell exactly how old they are. You don't have, without more knowledge at least, you're at least going to know the direction it's moving. And it's not easy, it's easy to see on the feet which way is the toes are pointing, essentially the claws as they're moving along there. And I will need a round of either investigation or survival checks to spot any details along the way.
Is it survival?
Survival or investigation. Oh, nice. Okay. And throw Eldon's in there too, just see what he gets. Oh yeah. So between Lucas and Eldon, you're able to keep the tracks firmly in view. And you essentially see there's one set of tracks, obviously. At one point, it's not hard to spot when you do see um, the bloody remains of something that was attacked and killed. Probably some sort of a wolf or an elk or something like that. It's definitely an animal based on the tracks around it and everything. It's hard to see. It's somewhat obscured, but this thing definitely Um, it definitely something here was there, and you can see based on that roll and Eldon helping you out that the tracks sink a little deeper after that. So it must have been a large creature that's carrying now, which makes the tracks a little bit easier to spot because there's actually little spots of blood can be found along the tracks as well. Uh, you travel for the full day. Nothing really, and it's eerie because like before when you're on the road, there's almost no animal sounds here. There's some birds, but you don't hear yips of foxes or howls of wolves out the distance you normally would hear. The braying of an elk or deer of some kind. It's just not. The forest is a lot quieter than normal, and you move through the trees, following the winding trail of this thing, and you're able to tell it's heading almost directly north until it starts to turn a little bit toward the east. It takes a good amount of time. The ground rises, and you find yourself going up into some hills. The trail's still going, um, and eventually you're going to have to make a camp. It's just not going to be something that you don't come into sight of anything ahead of you. The trail's still going in roughly at this point more of a northeasterly direction there, and you're moving up into out of the trees somewhat. The trees are a little more sparse along here, a lot of bushes and such, but you're moving up slope a bit into some hillier areas. Um, give me a perception, or give me a survival check to find a decent place to camp.
I roll that.
And I assume you'll have advantage because somebody can help you out.
Oh.
It's a little rough. I mean, you guys came loaded with stuff.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, you guys came with stuff loaded for camping and such. You plan to be potentially out here. At some points you can use the horses to make some of the travel easier. Just stopping frequently on them at least to keep keep sight of the trail so you don't lose it. But eventually it is getting dark, and following these tracks at night would be very, very difficult. And so you do find a place to camp. It's not great. No one really rolled high for survival, at least. But you're not camped on lumpy rocks. You're not totally exposed to the elements. You're able to find a place that's somewhat comfortable.
Would Eldon and I have time to like set up like a small like lean-to or something for a few to cuddle in or something?
I believe between your bags of holding, you guys have tents. I mean,
Okay.
so you're able to sit there. It's mostly whether you have a rocky ground and some area to obscure the wind,
Gotcha.
and have a decent view and everything else. Uh, as you're up on a bit of a hillside there, and you kind of move up there, you can see the Ground stretches out ahead of you, just white, sparse trees dotted around various areas, and quiet. The moon, as it was last night there, the larger of the moons there, Ioun, is full. And you see this broad expanse of white snow and sparse trees. Some trees being obviously the deciduous kind that had dropped their leaves and almost like skeletal fingers sticking up in different directions here, and the conifers with their dusting of snow all over them. But you don't see anything moving out there. It's just quiet and still. You find yourselves camping under the stars in your tents. Small fire there for cooking and for a little bit of warmth. And there's a moment as you're drifting off to sleep there, setting your watches. Amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
You have had your dreams have been kind of odd off and on,
You don't
but
say.
this time it's a little stranger than normal.
Okay.
You don't have a dream of someone else, of a place that you recognize. You actually have a dream of there's an army. And you realize from the view of this dream, you're standing in a place. You're standing where you're camped, looking out over these hills. And there is an army stretched across hundreds, maybe thousands of people, all in armor and everything else, and something darker, more sinister looking. It's hard to see them at a distance there, but you can see the men. And as you look around, the soldiers, you realize the soldiers are around you. You're in this army, standing here. You, the horns are blaring. You hear the call. A voice, a man's voice. Charge! Move forward! And everyone starts moving down this hill toward this dark shapes. And as you get closer, you see these dark shapes are not people. They're not soldiers. They're black hounds, large, shaped, hunched over, like massive, like almost like mastiffs, but huge, easily larger than a horse. There's dozens, scores of them out in rows. Beyond that, larger, shadowy figures that look like they're in armor, but you can't see faces or shapes, just kind of almost like a shadow of a person that are out there. And larger still things behind them. As these armies clash, you hear the screams, you see the fighting, you see everything else happening. And there's off to your left, you turn. And again, it's weird because you see a sword in your hand. You hear a voice, the voice coming from you. Forward! Forward! Rally! Just calling out orders to the people around you, and everyone's milling around you there as a large 15, 20-foot tall figure strides into view. Reddish skin, burning eyes, and strange, like, armor. Very alien looking almost. And it's got a large sword in its hand that's on fire as it looms into view. And you see this thing, set yourself, and with people there charge at this thing there, not even coming to its waist, barely to its thigh, essentially, as people are cutting into this here. Bolts of energy are flying out from somewhere off to your right as spells are being cast at this thing.
I'll be right back.
And the last thing that you remember in this dream is that massive flaming sword sweeping down, cutting two people down before it hits you. And you feel that fire, the heat of it, hitting you as you are taken off of your feet and launched. While you're in the air, you see the other creatures around this thing as you hit the ground in a crumple. And the stunned, the pain, the flame still licking over your form there, as the massive thing steps over you, brings the sword down, and just sweeps it down. The last thing you see before you wake up is that sword coming down right into your view.
Right.
Find yourself awake. Still night. Who would be on watch middle of the night?
Me.
Okay. So you find Trevor. He's over there, kind of stirring the fire, stepping away, looking like watching, keeping his back somewhat to the fire there. His eye patch over the fireside, so he can
And
look out.
I'd move over the eye patch at that point.
Yeah. Yep. See him there. You kind of saw him at this rather under sleep there, but
I will tell him about the vision.
Yeah, I'll walk up to her because I would see her like stirring probably at that point, right?
I'll tell him what I saw. And say I don't think it was a dream. It felt like a vision. It felt like. Did it feel like, when I've seen the others that I'm connected
similar.
to?
It felt similar. It didn't feel like you had a connection, like you could reach out to them.
Right.
It felt different.
Okay, but still more of a vision than a dream.
Yeah. You were there. You felt it. And never had this vision before.
And you would tell me what happened and explain to me what happened in this vision?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm assuming that it's either past or future. It's not something that's happening right now, is it?
You get the impression it's probably the past.
Right, okay. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Well, you already know. I'd never let anything like that happen to you.
No, but I've seen things that haven't happened to me before as well.
I know you're a capable fighter, but do me a favor from now on here on. You can more than take care of yourself. You do not need me one iota. But just stick close to me from now on, yeah?
I don't think I'd do too well on my own, to be honest.
I mean, I don't want to get distracted or anything, but you just stay close.
Once I'm out of spells for the day, I'm kind of screwed.
Well, Lucas is always there to take care of you, too. And I see your Elliot friend ain't so short on taking care of you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have those around you. Just don't forget that. And I'm guessing at this point, this is telepathically, because I wouldn't be saying this out loud in case anyone heard.
Probably, yeah. I mean, everyone else is sleeping at this point.
We don't want to wake the others anyway, do we?
Right.
But it's a horrible, horrible feeling. It was an awful vision. And I felt like it was me that was being attacked by this big red thing. And I felt the pain.
I've always felt like people underestimate it. If I'm telling you honestly, something unrelated. I always feel like everybody underestimates Eldon. And I don't think you and I do.
Eldon?
Yeah, I just get worried some people take him for granted sometimes.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think anybody takes any of us for granted, do they?
Yeah, it's something we can talk about.
And Amethyst, as you kind of settle in there, you look around here, and let's look around there, and your eyes find a spot down the hillside, just off to probably about a few hundred yards down the way. That's the spot. That's right there is where you were attacked.
Where I died?
That's the spot you saw. And you realize that looking at it, it's like this is. I mean, there's obviously trees look different, but there's a set of rocks that were somewhat nearby. And you look over there, that's the place, right down there.
I kind of want to go and look, but I don't want to go on my own, and I don't want to leave the others vulnerable with no one watching.
There's no other feelings of unease or anything else in the air. Nothing that there, no signs that anything ever even happened here that you can see.
Okay, I'll tell Trevor that I'm just going to go and look because that's the place. I just want to go and get a feel of the place.
All right. Well, I'm going with you.
I think you should stay here and watch just in case something turns up. Because everyone's sleeping. You'll see me. It's literally just there. Like you'll still see me.
She points to a rock outcrop, and you can kind of see it. It is moonlight. The moonlight is full moon, open area there. You can see the rock outcrop she's pointing to. It's about maybe 300 yards away. Still in shot of your rifle.
You said it's away, and I got a shot.
I mean, it's still within range of your rifle.
Okay.
So you went down there and you find the rock outcrop in there, and you don't see or feel anything strange from this area. You think you might as you approach there, but you get a little bit of a goosebumps of just like the sort of that lingering memory of the dream. But you don't see any indication. Give me an investigation check.
All right.
No, this is an amethyst.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. At first, there's a bit of goosebumps, just the lingering presence of that memory there. You will see in the ground, and you look over there, there is a blackened spot. Like a chunk of rock or something kind of slightly buried by the dirt there. Something sticking slightly out of the ground. And you find, moving away there, you find a shard of metal kind of wedged into the rocks, barely sticking up out of the snow, and you scrape it away. And it is a chunk of metal about the size of a dagger, but just a fragment. You feel cold as your hand approaches it. You touch it?
Sure. Might regret it, but yeah.
Again, it feels cold to the touch, as you would think that something in the cold. And as you feel it, there's a slight vibration to it.
Right.
Like doesn't change temperature, doesn't do anything. Just a slight vibration as you touch it there. Nothing, kind of almost like a tingling in your fingers almost as you touch it.
I might use Mage Hand to pick it up.
Okay. You kind of wiggle it back and forth with the Mage Hand there, and it does come free. Again, about maybe 8 to 10 inches long, jagged chunk of metal, wedged into the rock.
Do I think it might be the sword?
Piece of it, maybe. Hard to tell exactly.
Okay.
It's not. It's a chunk of metal, vaguely like narrow chunk of metal, about 8 to 10 inches long. It's not. It's not rusted. There's no sign of. It's just some chunk of metal, blackened steel, blackened maybe steel. You don't know.
I'll use Mage Hand to carry it back to the camp, and I'll put it down for a while, and I'll get Eldon to check it when he wakes up.
Okay. All right. So in the morning he does. That's very interesting. I don't know what kind of metal that is exactly. It's strange properties to it. It should have. You said found it wedged in the rocks. I don't know exactly. I know. I'll have him make a roll and just see if he gets.
I'll tell him about the vision as well and describe the creature to him and stuff.
Okay then.
Nice roll.
Yeah. So yeah, he well, based on the vision you describe and the types of planar things that are around here, that could have been some sort of a demon, maybe, and this could be. There's the weapons that are forged in other places can be made of strange metal sometimes. This could be a piece of a sword from that. It could be something that was left behind by another soldier, but coincidence? Who knows? I believe that it does not radiate any sort of magic specifically that I can detect, but it is
You,
something strange.
you get a cold feeling from it?
No,
I definitely do. And that
no.
might be because of the
I mean,
vision.
I don't know. I, I mean, it warrants further study. I think it's. I don't see any problem with it, at least, but um, I would. I don't know.
I'll
It's
put it in my
yours to do
bag.
with what you want.
I'll put it in the bag of holding for now.
Okay, no problem. You slide it in there.
Did Amethyst tell us about the shattered soul?
Yeah, I would have done.
Some point in the trip.
Why?
Wonder if this was the soul that got shattered
Oh,
by the sword.
That's such a good tie into the title. We just have a revelation moment. I'm just asking. Just out of character.
maybe.
Well, I think that we should be on our way then. I think the trail is ahead of us, and I believe we may be able to make some good time. The weather's clear, and the the terrain looks passable at least.
Does Lucas want to give us an inspiring speech?
And now we
I think lasts until we have a short rest. So if we have a short rest before we meet anything, it will go.
Yeah, but then you can do another one, can't you?
I suppose, yeah.
How long does it
I mean,
last?
It's better to be safe than sorry, surely.
are we going to hear any of it? Maybe next time.
Well, I'll leave it up to you. Essentially, it can be done while you're traveling, while you're walking along. I mean, it doesn't need to be done. You don't need to stop and gather one together. So it's up to you.
Yeah, it will do.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 temporary hit points.
Okay. That's a good
Inspire everybody.
set your temporary hit points there. And again, it's interesting because I mean, the fact that this was a site of a battlefield potentially based on her vision, um, it's you do sort of get a strange feeling as you're walking through this place of something impactful, something that while you don't sense any strangeness or any auras of any kind or anything else of that, it's sort of there's a heaviness as you walk down this hill into this area that's a little strange. Here you don't even hear birds. You don't see birds flying around this area. There's nothing weird about the landscape itself that you can see. Again, it's all snow covered, various trees and things are growing up in various places there. But there's just this strange presence of something in this area, like that those places where something important happened, but there's no signs that it left over. And so you moving on. The trail is fairly easy to follow. It just kind of cuts down through this hillside. Again, blood and such like that. But there's no signs of any animals being attacked along here. Eventually, you will find a spot where this thing obviously stopped and ate because there's a bit of a mess and a couple of bones left in sort of a little rock outcropping that it must have sat on at some point. And able to move along a you realize at this point that from this point on, essentially, it is moving in a perfectly straight line. There's no deviation. There's no winding up and down hills. It is just trudging straight, purposeful, and unerringly northeast-ish.
Jim.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention when Alia left.
Mhm.
Lucas would have been practicing his Sylvan
Okay.
phrases with Amethyst because I know she can speak Sylvan.
Mhm.
Just
Aww,
keeping up with the trying to
Okay.
learn
that's
the language.
adorable.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty much the whole trip. You guys can be like trading phrases back and forth.
No, Amethyst's good enough to teach you, right? No, your little fairy friend isn't around anymore.
If you don't want to, it's up to you. You know.
No, it's fine. I don't mind you using me when your friend's not around.
Ouch.
See her do the innocent look? They're like 12. It's adorable.
When it happened, I was like, I know Sylvan inside. I know. And I'm like, well, rude.
Let me ask you this, Amethyst. Do you give them any bad information?
Bad information?
Like,
Do you teach him just the dirty words?
yeah, are there any phrases that you twist the wrong way or tell them the wrong thing? Oh yeah, say it like this.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Can you imagine Luth?
I would have.
Lucas
I would have
is-
been just to laugh, and then I would have
an
corrected.
elvish cuss
Yeah.
word in front of like an elvish, like, yeah.
Yep. So you're able to. So the rest of you kind of hear the two of them speaking in a very. It's basically it's similar to Gaelic. I mean, Sylvan is very similar to Gaelic and some ancient. There's similarities to Elvish if you speak Elvish there, like some phrasing and words that sound very similar, but it definitely just has its own cadence and sound to it. And so the two of them kind of trade phrases back and forth as you move along there. But along here, again, there's just at this point from as you pass the site of this ancient battlefield potentially, the path is perfectly straight, never deviates, never strains there. It's just a perfectly straight line like an arrow. As you reach, and you want to scroll on to the bottom left of here, and we're going to put you on this map. I would say probably zoom out to about 60, or zoom in, whatever. There's a bottom left, there's a little spot to put your characters on.
I'm at 100. Are we at the bottom?
Bottom left.
Far left. There we go.
Now, the trees are fairly massive as you get into this area, as you can see. There's ones that they're somewhat dead. There's large shrubs that are snow covered and kind of still poking up out of the snow. There's a hillock straight ahead of you, out there, and you sort of lose sight of much beyond that. We'll say it is around. By the time you reach this point here, it is probably late afternoon. The sun's just starting to creep toward the horizon there, and there's sort of, since you're traveling northeast there, the sun's kind of setting over in the right, over to your left as you're moving into the space here. So the shadows are kind of lengthening across you, kind of these odd, long shadows of these skeletal-looking trees and these large, conical, snow-covered areas. Let's go ahead and go ahead and stick Eldon in there too, so we have them on the map. And we'll throw Trevor on there too, so we're all here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So again, just a view there. The tracks, we'll just kind of point it out here, are pretty much heading that way. And I will say that this way, you're now sort of seeing, and can you see that arrow? Just double check.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, they are not quite so straight arrow shot there. They do sort of wander around a little bit. You see at this point, the tracks kind of meander off in various directions, maybe up around the hillside over here, around this direction over here. And you can see at this point they are coming and going. You are seeing a trail that's like heading back almost more like a southeast. You start seeing a few more tracks moving back and forth. And you're fairly certain after pausing and looking for a bit, there's more than one set of tracks. There's at least one red set because the red feet had longer, spindlier
All right, be right back.
look to them. Sorry, let me make sure we're there. We go. I realized the map view is zoomed in the way, in a strange way. You'll see, and some kind of mill around. There's definitely footsteps all around this area. Not like a coordinated group or anything else like that, just sort of like a track here, a track there. Another trail over this way. Though it's hard to tell how many. What would you like to do?
What distance can we see? How far can we see?
I mean, it's daily. You can see pretty far. The only reason there's a fog of war here is the fact that it's just sort of like just snow and everything else that way. So you can see fairly far. Again, it is sun is going down. So depending on which direction you want to look in or which direction you want to start moving in, I can reveal more of the map as you head that direction. Terry, do you want to? And it might be easier to see spot more up on this hillside over here. It's kind of this little uphill area over here. Moving around the big trees or anything else can kind of open up more of an area to see as well.
I'll use the sit-in and cast fly on myself.
Okay. Well, in that case, put yourself on the map where you want to fly to, and I'll reveal more area based on where you fly to.
Initially, I'll fly straight up, like about
Okay.
50 feet.
All right. So, in that case, I will go ahead and you're definitely going to see more in this direction. There's definitely that is not revealing. One sec. Come on, reveal. There we go. So you see there's more trees over this direction here. You fly up there. There is a massive tree over here. One of the biggest trees you've probably ever seen. It is just huge. One of the largest you've seen in this area, off to your right here. You can't really see much beyond that unless you fly up high. And it's easily 200 feet high. I mean, you just look up and up at this tree. And you realize that, and kind of pointing out there, you're all kind of seeing past this way. There's just this wall of green over in this direction, up here. So looking off in this direction. Yeah, there's this wall of green beyond that. Just this massive tree that you can now spot.
Now, come down and tell everyone what I can
Okay.
see from up there.
Yep. So a little more area of the map is revealed there. You can kind of so as I mentioned, kind of off in this direction, way up here is where you're going to see that giant tree. Over here is that hillside you can kind of see. Yeah, it's hard to see much beyond that. There's a bit of a clearing in this direction. But a couple hundred feet away, it's hard to see any details out that direction.
So which way do we want to head?
You scout.
Well, we're bored. Carry on following the footsteps then.
Okay. So the primary set of footsteps, I mean, what you're seeing at least, is kind of around this direction and up this way. So you want to just move yourself up there. So yeah. Yeah, again, there's a bit more of a clearing you can kind of see. Oops, let me just reveal that over there. Kind of over here. Notice, why is this revealing not working? Come on, there we go. Yeah, there's a tree there. Start seeing a little bit more up this direction. definitely a kind of opens up in this direction here. You can kind of see a little more from this way.
I can't see any movement.
At this point, no. But give me a perception check to see more details. As he's flying around, what are the rest of you doing? He's gonna.
The
um,
ones.
yes. Essentially, you definitely don't see any movement. Nothing is obvious there. You're kind of getting a little bit snow. Looking at this with the sun coming down, a little bit of snow blindness from all the white around you here. This kind of strange mix of these tall pine trees there with snow dyeing them, and these skeletal looking deciduous trees. You're kind of getting lost in terms of you kind of like turn around, look back where you came from to see where the people are down there, and okay, to reorient yourself there. So you're having a bit of a hard time kind of seeing what's out there exactly. So again, so seeing the bard kind of flying up a little higher there. What do the rest of you want to do? You want to head in a direction following it, or you want to hang back, or what do you feel like?
I'm going to stay at a distance, but keep an eye out on the. I'm assuming the rifle has like a sight.
Not yet. You're still working on
Okay,
that.
then I would just
Yeah.
keep an eye out where I can see Lucas, and then follow down.
That's part of where sharpshooter will come in.
Okay.
Once you have a working sight. Yeah, you can see him up there. He's not
Oh,
really flying like stealthily.
oh,
At least.
gotcha. Okay.
So he's kind of this bluish figure on a bluish sky with a lot of white terrain there. So it's not hard to find him as long as you keep it looking in his direction there.
Awesome. So, yeah, I would rejoin the party then.
Let's see. So yeah. Then essentially, again, the four of you that are back here, want to move forward, or you want to stay, or you want to let Lucas move forward and come back, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Are we going forward?
If we go
I'm
forward,
going
we go
forward.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, if we go forward, we go together. I didn't know if we were ready to go yet.
Okay.
I mean, we all did rest and everything. So.
Okay. So as you move on the terrain here, and again, it's not hard to follow the tracks. There's various tracks moving in different directions here, and sort of you're following the main traveled path for these large clawed footprints. You'll see that the ground sort of like sweat like rises and falls like almost on hillsides. There's big snow drifts in various spots as the wind kind of does whip through here a bit. Um, Kind of builds up around some of the base of these trees in various directions there, but the wind sort of swirls around in various directions. It's hard to get a direction from it here, but eventually you will spot as you move a little bit closer. What is kind of says here? A bit of a cliffside, some sort of almost like a rock outcropping, almost like a wall. That's just almost like a small cliff that you're looking at there. It's the first thing you see that isn't just trees and normal ground. It looks natural. It's a little bit like the hillside over here, but it's more rocky. So instead of the kind of those like steep little rise with sort of grassy chunky rock sticking out there, this is more just like stone, like a rock wall, but still natural looking.
Head in that direction.
Okay. Um,
I'll come down to about 30 feet up. That won't be too high. Just get shot out of the sky.
all right. Uh, You're kind of moving off in the open here, but does anyone want to try to move stealthily, or try to stay low, or how do you want to move across this open area?
I'm just flying, so yeah.
You're just flying, okay. All right, well, let me just see what happens here. Let me just double check this. Hold on. I realize we're almost at our ending time here. We're gonna stop real soon. Nothing comes flying out at you. Nothing comes running out at you. Nothing seems to happen there. Again, very little in the way of like animal sounds. Maybe some birds way off in the distance. Nothing, no signs of anything else in this area here. Eventually, as you approach, you will see a large rock up on top of a small cliff face. It's about 30, 40 feet up here, about 20 feet tall over here, and what looks like a mass of rock and stone and plant life of some kind right here. Definitely not a
Actually,
tower.
don't have that. Oh, right there. Okay.
Make sure that it's shifting. Yeah, if you scroll up a bit there, you're going to see this part revealed now. Okay. See if that changes view right there. Fortunately, the map I'm looking at with there is that shifting here. But you do see all of black. Well, what you don't see a tower. There's nothing. There's no like structure.
No,
But there's
that's what
definitely.
when you remind it just reminded me of that, and I'm like, oh shit. It's all like,
Yep.
yeah.
Um, but you will spot some kind of rubble over there in this little like almost like this like little alcove of rocky cliffs surrounding it. Give me a perception check.
Definitely.
Yeah, everyone is looking off that direction now.
I don't know why it rolls with. I don't think I get advantage on perception checks. Why does it keep? It only does that with perception.
That's
Is
doing
there a
the other rolls
reason?
too for some
Is there
reason.
a
I'm sure it's
reason I
fun.
get?
No. Well, it's
I
not rolling
don't
with
think
it's
it
not
doesn't-
rolling with advantage because it's rolling two different times. It's not saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, I'm sorry for that. It's probably like a
Of course.
D&D
That's fine.
Beyond over the roll 20 thing.
Okay. No worries. Lucas, you can roll with advantage. Oh, so roll that again. So roll since you have a little more of a vertical view. Okay. All right. So what you will spot a couple things. There are actual what look like vines covering parts of this. Some choked, some looking dead, some looking somewhat alive on this structure. At least somewhat green. And then right about here, again, some like vine-like structures around here. And right about there, you spot a blue Slaad just sitting on some rocks. Doesn't seem to have noticed you guys yet.
Oh no.
What?
So if you look up here, should be able to see. Yep. So right there, next to this somewhat circular ruin, is a blue Slaad just sitting there, chomping on something or other. And there's what we're going to call it for today. As you
Are you
approaching
serious?
the ruins of the tower, how you want to approach, how you want to deal with the.
I would be very, very careful and keep my distance, but keeping my rifle drawn on at all times.
Yeah. So again, you have a little more of the view here. As we come back next time, you'll be able to see a little more revealed if you want to try a plan of approach. Now that you know something is there at least, but we have arrived at the ruined tower of Invarnak.
So we'll go through the undergrowth on the right side of the map.
Yeah, sounds good.
East side, sorry.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching out there. Thank you for hanging out, and hope you all enjoyed today. I know I did. Hope you guys had a good time too.
Yep, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
A little more
guys.
going on, and we'll see you next week. Everyone have a great time, and we'll see you again soon. Okay.